long-awaited video, how to set up every single site on every single ranked map in Rainbow Six Siege. This is just going to be mainly holes and reinforcements because that's what my IRL struggle with the most. So hopefully this is a video for all you guys with bookmark timestamps for every single map. These are all the ranked maps we're going to go over today. Usually I would start with the newest map in the rotations like Calypso, or when they just recently added Coastline and like some, theme park villa back to this. But we're going to start with Oregon because, well, Jinxie recently had a crash out about this setup.
Yo, Azami, those handles are chopped. Stop doing the trophy handles on Oregon. You're not a pro. You're ass. Stop doing the trophy handles on Oregon.
We're going to do Oregon. We're going to start with kids. We're going to talk about exactly what he's talking about and just how to do it. I'm going to do default setups on every site. What I mean by that is the most common setup I see across everyone else doing it, so you can have most in common with your teammates. He's talking about making holes on the right side here, reinforcing the left side here. I feel like a lot of people miss the point of these holes and why they were here in the first place. All right, they were put here in the first place because a lot of people would hold inside trophy. Trophy was a power spot with the shield, and this was the most common strat in competitive back in the day. And because of that, where's trophy weak to? Oh, top armory stairs. So where can we threaten a whole top armory stairs while our boy is holding trophy from right here? That being said, I do understand no one really plays it like it's competitive with layers anymore, because you would play trophy, you would fall off, and you would play back to play like by Bolo's side. No one plays like that anymore. We are going to double reinforce off the pit walls. Also, if you do want to play trophy though, again, this armory hole creates a really annoying angle on you if they get into armory, so you're going to reinforce off the armory wall. Then the next obvious one is this is a default breach they can get from outside master doors, so you're going to definitely want to double reinforce that. But those head holes also deny attic walk. Yes, they do, but I think more people just want them to stop fucking doing them these days. The next obvious wall for the attackers to get is going to be the attic wall. It's one of the main entry spots for towers, so you're going to want to double reinforce that. You're gonna want to make this rotate near the window side, and then obviously, since here, if you have this rotate, they can cut you off from big window as you walk through. You're going to want to reinforce off this wall, and also this is just so they can't wall bang you from big window as you're like walking through site and whatnot. You're gonna make feet holes by the big window so that they can't hop into big window and go for plant for free. And then you're going to want to make a crouch rotate on white stairs. If you have barbed wires, always, or proxies, traps, always want to have something top main, always want to have something bottom white. Those are your gaps. This is going to be your basic kid setup. I've seen a lot of people reinforce this wall. I personally don't like it because it lets people who get into, bottom pit have kind of a place to sit that's safe, when really you want to be able to wall bang this position. But you can reinforce this if you want. If you also want to reinforce and use the extra reinforcement somewhere else, I would use one on the hatch on kids. This way people underneath that are demosing and tracking you don't kill you. The other important thing about this site, more extras about this site, are that the reason you also have this super important double reinforcement is so you can throw C4s over. I just completely missed that. Holy shit, embarrassing. And so you can have head holes over attic so that when they get into trophy, yeah, you can throw it into trophy and kill people off that. Okay, so basement, very simple. Rotate between the sides onto a wall over here. It's imperative you don't make any holes here because that gets you a pixel into laundry. This wall, you want to reinforce the right side. Actually, I see a lot of people not reinforcing this because they want to cross on this side. But the problem is it gets you a long angle onto freezer. If you do put this from all the way at the bottom of freezer, so it actually threatens like this traffic spot if they get into freezer control. So I would not do that. You're gonna make a rotate. This one can honestly be either. I see this one more. I also like this rotate if you're giving up blue, but some people are holding blue a lot harder. I would put it on this side. You can reinforce off this wall to the right side of it, and then that way when people are pushing through, you can flex reinforce off the wall right here. I would say if you wanted to flex reinforce off the wall, reinforce left side. If you don't want to, put it right side. You can threaten a lot longer. Shield here for blue is very common. A lot of people just typically have this shield here to contest blue because blue is one of the main entry points for the attackers. For the attackers, I want to open this, this wall as well, so you can contest blue. That way, your pillar angle, you're going to want to put 2 reinforcements on here so you can play tarps, right? And that way you can't get wall banged on these reinforcements from the hatch inside here if they open it up. And so the way that works is you're playing here and you're playing to contest here. And then the next threat spot is going to be tower. So you're going to make top holes all across here so that your site player can support tower. At a high level, people always open up the entire freezer wall nowadays. The only reason you would reinforce this wall is if you actually had a dedicated player playing here. But players that play here are typically dead all the time. Another thing you can do with the shield, if you have all these freezer walls open, is you can put the shield here. So if they're not going backside, they're going for freezer side, you can put a shield here and kind of contest all of freezer from here with those knee holes. After that, you have 3 reinforcements. You can just get all the hatches. So really easy. You can get just 1 hatch here. It's going to be top floor. This is going to be the laundry hatch. You're going to need to get the freezer hatch. And then you're going to get the stage hatch. And that's pretty much it. A few extras for the setup. If you want, you can barricade this top laundry door, or you can play up here to shoot a drone. And then go down and barricade this bottom laundry door. And then same concept with top freezer. You can play top of freezer stairs to shoot a drone and fall back. Because this side, typically all the ranked players anchor. You don't want to give the attackers the entire map for free every single round. So you just want to come up here, shoot the drones, barricade this off. Once you shoot 1 or 2 drones, fall off, play underneath. You can do the same thing on the tower stairs, fall off, play underneath. For the extra reinforcements, there's 2 flex reinforcements you can do that are really cool. If you don't want this backside pressure from coming through, like if you want to give up backside, you can obviously flex reinforce this wall after they break in your shield. And then on top of that, if they look like, if your pillar player feels unconfident, you can also flex reinforce this wall and play in this corner after, so they can't get the long angle out on you after playing pillar control. And you can play here with the shotgun and fight with your teammates. We're on meeting. The rotate between sites is going to be crouched on this box wall, because it's where, you know, you're tucked onto a box as you rotate into the other site. You can put feet holes here for people walking into split, but it also is kind of double-sided. It's really up to you on whether you want that or not. You obviously want to reinforce the 2 split walls, as they kind of give the attacker leeway. So right split wall, left split wall. Then in competitive, you'll see people extending into tower side, so they'll actually make rotates here. But since we're playing ranked, we're not going to do that. We're not going to rely on our teammates. We're going to double reinforce the stage wall, because this is the main spot that what attackers come from. They'll either come from the lobby getting the split wall, or they'll come from the stage wall. And then after this, typically you can have 2 rotates inside of server. So I can have this rotate here, and I can have this rotate close. It's just 2 ways to get into server and kind of hold down the map from this side. Typically in ranked, I guess a server extension is not fully necessary. You're going to reinforce the kitchen wall, obviously, because this is where attackers are also going to want to come from on this side. But I mean, typically pro league default strats will have the server rotation, so that you have another place in sight you can sit, and you can threaten Z, and you can help your teammates through C, and you can get back to site safely without having to go through there. So this is what I see typically in pro or just default competitive. Maybe it's not that good in ranked. You want to hold down top floor now, because top floor really important. You're going to make the rotate and attic, and then obviously because you have top floor control, you're going to hold down this plant spot from tower side if the enemies don't have top floor. So as a result of that, you can reinforce off the 2 tower walls, and then you can reinforce off the 2 attic walls this way. Get out of my sight. And then because the gaps are obviously when they come top floor and you're holding it down, it's going to be all the barricades over here. You can barricade off all the trophy side. For big window, you can really do whatever it is that you feel like suits your hold better. Sometimes I will actually reinforce off this wall instead. That way I can't get wall bang from big window while I'm trying to play vert over kitch. Like this movement over here doesn't necessarily, like, it just depends. If you want to play a more default big window hold, you can put it, you know, on the holes on this side. But you know, I would say I like to switch it up here, have the reinforcement on the right side, so the immediate wall bang from big window is not as obvious, and that way my vert can actually look over the default entry spots, which come from kitch side. I don't have to worry about that. But if you want, you can put it on the left side as well. I think both are really valid. It's just completely up to you. Yeah, maybe the left side is actually entirely better. Maybe I'm stupid as bricks. Okay, kitch dining. This is going to be the weakest site typically on this map, because small tower is the first thing that's easy to take. and you're gonna come in and you're gonna, like, you know, clear the walls and just plant the bomb. But that's the entire setup. Just takes is to hold small tower, basically. So if you have balls, you can play here with with a shield on top of tower. Obviously, a lot of people don't have balls, but we want to fight small tower no matter what. That's the whole idea of the setup. So first things first, you can double reinforce this wall if you're pussy. If you're more aggressive and you're more confident, I think it's very, very reasonable to reinforce this last wall, so it's easier. Long angles that don't get to kill you instantly. Have this shield here and kind of fight to death on, you know, the small tower entry, kind of not letting them walk into small tower for free. Up to you, right? Then you're going to want to hold shower. Shower is very, very important. Reinforce on this side, right side, that way so they can't get a long angle into showers. If they get up to small tower door, right, feet holes on this side so they can't walk up to your double. You're going to want to contest that pretty hard, and your two main fight spots in the small tower are going to be through shower and there. And then you're going to make a rotate on this, that way we don't have like kind of double rotate here that we can cut off on the rotate of. We can come around here, we can help our boys out on small tower side with showers. You can chow this guy, come into here, chow small tower stairs, chow small tower. You're playing to fight small tower essentially, right? You're gonna make head holes here, but not only are you gonna make head holes, you can also blow open this entire wall. And the most important thing is the holes across the middle, right, for your sight players, but also the holes across the very, very top. This lets you chow in the small tower once they go for that plant spot right there. And I'll get into later why it's important to have that when we get to the top floor setup on this. So holes into server, right, because the server lets you contest a Z, and Z basically is what lets you keep this control right here, like the shower control. You don't want your shower playing getting backstabbed. You can barricade the freezer door, or the bottom freezer door, or whatever you think you can hear. But barbed wire and Z, just very, very important. And then you're gonna double reinforce off the two meeting walls right here. Next is going to be the top floor setup. So actually there's a very unique way to hold top floor here that is not standard on the other sites. I'll just share it with you guys, and you guys can do it if you want it. So you can actually, like, if you don't feel like holding wide stairs, I mean, you can actually, it just completely depends on you. You could double reinforce off the pit walls because we're not holding meetings, so we don't need attic vert, right? We don't need the hatch over there. Double reinforce these walls, and then if you want, you can kind of be linked up with a white stairs player who's going to be able to help you out your shower player. Make feet holes here, and then kind of have this vert. And what this vert, look at this vert, Chad. It's very useful for kind of catching anyone trying to walk deep through small tower side. It does actually deny the entire wall of plant right there. It doesn't sadly deny the doorway plant. That is a weakness of this vert, but it's a very cool piece of vert. Now if you don't have a wide stairs player, just double reinforce off this wall. You still get the same amount of efficacy, right? Otherwise you could also double reinforce off the two walls over here. But if you want to be tucked up more, I know this is ranked, it doesn't really matter how extended your roam is. You can double reinforce off that wall if you don't have a player helping you above. And if you're a little bit more scared of holding down small tower with the open holes, then you can double reinforce off the small tower holes, because again, this is not pro league. This is how you want to do it if you want to do it. After that, chat, the most recent maps added into ranked, I think rotated into the pool, were Theme Park Villa, Kanal, so we're going to do that. So at the start of the videos, I would usually start with that because it's the ones people are least familiar with, and we'll update it every season as we go, obviously with ranked, and I get a bunch of infinite videos. So here's Villa, one of my favorite maps, and a lot of people don't really know how to set up, so let's do it. All right, Aviator Games, very standard setup. You're going to reinforce the wall looking into sight, but then you also want to have head holes on the sight wall here. That way they can't just throw hard breach charges or walk in study for free. Study just goes outside the building. It's free control. You don't want them walking to study. Your rotates between sites are going to be one vault rotate here, and then one crouch rotate on this other side. You're gonna double reinforce bar wall. And then right here, right, you want to reinforce this wall because the 90 repel window will have a long angle on you if you don't do it otherwise. So just reinforce off the wall to 90, put feet holes across the 90 wall so that they can't walk up on your 90 door. Same concept here. This would give too much of an attacker like power at the bar at the take main stairs. So I like putting the rotate on this side, and that's exactly how the competitive meta evolved after time. Obviously the vault wall is super important here. You're going to want to reinforce the vault wall. We're going to put this reinforcement between sides. It's personal preference usually between the left and the right side, but it just depends on where you like your head holes more, right? Like if you're fully comfortable just throwing smokes from here, then it's okay. You can just do it that side. But typically, I like this on the right side so that, you know, when I'm moving out of bar, I can play like here, and I'm not going to be wall bangable from either side as they're coming into the map. And then here I also have kind of like vault holes to shoot over, etc. And I'm also protected. I can't get wall banged, so that's the right side. After that, there's not really any other reinforcements. The other reinforcements you can use to extend on master side if you really want to do like a roam on that side. If you want to do like a master side roam, you can reinforce off this side of the map and then make the default like kind of entry denial holes left side of the wall, and then you can hold a closet jump in from here, this window from here, and then you want a player doubled up with you Astro, you can have this Astro wall reinforced off with a rotate here, and this is kind of just like a default roam on this side of the map so that the enemy just can't take, you know, master side over for here. But like obviously the site setup is the most important, so yeah, that's the last three, but they're honestly extras. And then I would just say the most important piece of control that like a lot of people overlook is going to be top main and ranked. Like it's just so easy to hold, it's so easy to overlook, especially if you have a shield you can put up here top main. I can just go ahead and go smoke shield instead, put a shield here. You can put it on the other side, depends where you want to play. I like playing near the main stair side, that way I can chow people on this side, and when they come up I can chow people walking in the doorway, and if they want to hard breach the wall, no one's on that window, I can shoot it off from top main. And it's just so important, and you can have someone on site on bar make the feet holes here to support the people walking up main so they hold your crossfire so you can't die. All right, trophy, let's speed through this. So you're gonna reinforce the two right side trophy walls, head holes across this left side, and that's for contesting this window. Feet holes on closet, deny closet hop in. I'll explain this later, but holes here let you contest either from this, go into bathroom. You're going to not want to have them basically hold your bathroom walk up from closet windows. You're going to double reinforce these closet walls. You want a barbed wire. You want some sort of notification for Astro stairs, really big gap. These Astro holes, honest to God, it's personal preference. Some people like knee holes so they can fight this. Some people like feet holes so they can hold against Astro. Some people don't like holes at all because the window can see into sight. It's completely up to you. Make it however you want. Maybe I prefer not having any until you're in the middle of the round, but definitely want the Astro rotate. Very, very important. And that's basically your hold, guys. You just like use a bathroom guy and a guy on stat or and a guy on breaks to deny master. I would say one very important reinforcement to have here is bore. That way, once you're walking around top red, you can't get cut off from bore window, which is over here, but feet holes here, so you can threaten this walk-in. If they're trying to come from this side, you can help out your boys. And the last ones you can use basically for the study extension, just like last time. So the default study extension is going to be, you know, reinforcement here, holes right side, reinforcement for bar so that you can play a bar player. Then last reinforcement you can either put for this wall or for the vault wall. It really just depends on you again as a player. If you're traumatized by people kind of cutting you off from vault side, you want to help each other in a roam, you can do this, but then that kind of makes it hard for you to fight this roam by yourself. But you can also place feet holes here to kind of help yourself out, and then you can just have this rotate to help you leave the premises whenever you're ready. That's going to be statuary. Okay, we're gonna go kitchen. Kitchen is a vert hold. Straight out the bat, brown wall, I don't like it. The two most common entry spots for attackers are going to be pantry. All right, window goes directly outside, so you're gonna reinforce that. And then the other one is going to be laundry. Laundry, you want feet holes to actually make their life a little harder, but then you don't want them to wall bang along the side on the rotate, so reinforce off this wall left side. Take feet holes across the right side. You can either flip it around too if you want closer door contest, but if not, it's okay. Reinforce two memo walls so that they can't just get into memo, because you do want to hold down memo for sure. The way I like to do pantry holes, you're gonna want to put holes into China, because China will hold into sight. It's a really good piece of control to have if you have, because if you have it, you can deny, you know, the laundry plant over here. The way I like it though, I like, you know, kind of like knee feet holes on this side, so it threatens essentially if people are trying to walk in for free into sight on you guys. So you can also just have these two little holes here. Want bigger head holes here, you can make holes here as well to contest. It's completely up to you. You people usually have a memo rotate just so like you don't just have one option cut off by the bike's door. And everything else is just gonna go for above again, because kitchen is a very heavy vert site. You never want to reinforce this hatch. It gives the enemy a free reason to entry laundry for no reason. Just keep it open, makes them scared. And you have a late round flank option. If not, you're not gonna play in laundry anyways unless there's no one threatening that room at all. Double reinforce the trophy walls. You can triple reinforce if you want to, but I mean, I personally prefer just still fighting up here. So I like to make the holes as if it were standard. And now you can, and then I think if you're gonna fight here anyways, you're gonna double reinforce the bathroom walls. And the reason why I want to fight this is just so the bathroom player can play here. And the reason why I want the bathroom player to play here is because look, right, if I make a really aggressive hole, I can actually get behind the pantry wall and kill people trying to breach the pantry wall, which is really useful. I get vert over the pantry door walk-in, right? I get vert kind of in that little nook and cranny, and then if not, I just have vert over like this kitchen side in general, and then, but it's kind of like a light roam, you can fall off pretty early. That was everything on Villa, right? That was pretty fast. Did I get every side on Villa? That's every side on Villa, right? No, I didn't get living. I need to do living. That's my fault, chat. That's my fault. Okay, so living, no one really plays living. But I mean, I guess if you had to, what would I do if you had to gun to your head? Oh my god. Okay, I would reinforce this wall. I would make feet holes. That way the guy on the window can't wall bang into sight, but then you can also threaten, you know, his walk-in. This one, you're gonna want to reinforce one, rotate on the other. Honestly, do not know what the right answer is, because one, you walk in and you're cut off by the door, and one, you walk in and you're cut off by that. This is probably the one I would go for more often. I just worry about this doorway, but maybe you have teammates holding it. I mean, just reinforce out, just box up the whole site. This is ranked. Box up the whole site. Like in comp, people would aggress a lot more, but we're playing ranked, guys. Box off the whole site. No one's really holding anything too crazy or spectacular. I personally prefer, still after all that, to extend it to 90 with that rotate. That way you can hold down into piano and stuff. But also personal preference, I think this is very necessary. Like, I like it a lot because what it lets you do is it lets you help out, you know, your boy when they inevitably come for this side of the map. I think a lot of enemies are going to come for living side, so I would play around here. Like, I would try to contest like piano, like, you know, play around 90, play around this rotate, help out your friends. If they come on this side of the map, keep them off this doorway. That's how I would play living. Okay, theme park armory throne is the most powerful site. And if like, it's just, there's no vert you can make above it really that's meaningful, and it's a complete bunker. You just need a lot of wall denial. So a lot of good C4 counters. You just reinforce every single wall in sight. Why does Zero play more in Pro League? Because Twitch Brava, Flores are more useful for clearing util. But Zero could be a good Twitch alternative. It's just like Twitch can drive the drone, you have infinite charges and infinite range. Okay, so you reinforce all 6 walls in sight. You always want to make these dragon holes on the left side. Just for feet walk in. Because right here on dragon door, you see if they make holes on this, they can see into your dragon door and hurt you. You don't want to be hurt. You're just a good little kid, so you're gonna reinforce off these 2 walls. You can hook this hole to look at dragon walk-in. Yeah, chat, remember, this is like the most common setups. These are like not the, you know, the best setups per se. In Pro League, you can extend a lot into things, but this is just what I see, what I think is the most common, most useful. Then you reinforce this hatch. And boom, you're done. You literally just sit inside for the whole round and you play bunker strat. It's just boring, but it's effective, especially if you know how to play the C4s. Make sure you put barbed wire for your split door. Make sure you have C4 holes, so when they do try to go for your wall, you can just throw over. I missed the C4, but you get the point. Throw over, kill the guy going for the wall. Bunks was the next most powerful site in competitive, so I'm gonna do that one. Mirror is quite strong here, but we're not, I mean, I'm not gonna do any mirror strats, actually. In every single pro match in the history of mankind, you would see people extending into, you know, that side of the map, but since we're in ranked, we're not trying to teach you guys how to do crazy extensions. We're just going to reinforce both the opposite side walls off on the other side of the map as well. So you're going to reinforce off these walls by default. Then the most important entry spot direct for attackers is going to be Cafe, so I'm going to show you guys how to hold that. Basically, you want to double reinforce off the middle walls inside of daycare. I like having rotate on this side, but if not, you can make feet holes just so the attackers can't get close. I like having a rotate there just so you can contest easier and kind of there. But here you go. There's feet holes, so we'll walk in. Then you can go here to watch the walk in. Bang, 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 bang. And then for this rotate, I kind of just having it right here, the smack middle, right yonder. You could double reinforce off these walls. So the thing is, they can get a really long, annoying angle from break, throw this wall down the hallway. I know a lot of people like to make a punch hole there, but I'm just going to reinforce that wall just so they can't cut you off from that window. And then I like to keep the other one soft. If you want to reinforce it, you can. I like to keep it soft just so that, like, they are scared of the fact that they can rappel in. They're threatened by that the whole time. They can't just come into break for free, right? And then that's pretty much it. Like, any other reinforcements you can use to extend the other side. Extra reinforcements, I would say, if you want to have this rotate here to help out your Cafe player and actually hold inside a Cafe, I would reinforce off the vault side on here. Reinforce off that wall so they don't have a long angle onto you for bathroom, but I also like contesting it. If you don't want to get wall banged by this window repel player trying to walk back and forth, you can also reinforce off this wall, but I also makes them a bit safer. Like, I like to keeping these soft, and then if you really don't want to fucking die to this, you can reinforce this one off too. But I mean, again, like, I like keeping it soft, but if, like, you really don't want to just, like, give these repel players any angles onto you guys, I just kill them after they repel in, then you can just keep it that way. Rotate can really go anywhere on this wall. I sometimes make it in the middle, and put it on the left. The initiation office. This is a mirror site and a half. I really like mirror on the site. You can play it without mirror as well. It's going to be essentially the same setup. So we're playing for the ranked, right? So we're not going to hold opposite side at all. We're keeping it simple. We're not fucking pro players today. You're gonna want to put the reinforcement on this left side of initiate or control. Mirror here if you can. If not, it's fine. And then head holes onto the right side of the wall, just so the enemy knows you are contesting over here. Right? We're gonna put a rotate between the sites. You're gonna put this reinforcement on this one. Do you play Tarkov? I do not play Tarkov. You're gonna put mirror here. Same thing. Head holes here. Right, very cool. This is pretty controversial on how you want to hold it down. I like putting feet holes here so that you can contest, but then it's going to cut off how your roamers rotate around here. So you can also just reinforce one wall or the other wall just so you can play a little bit safer when you're hitting this rotate. But I personally like feet holes here. Reinforce off this wall so you can play up in cache. Feet holes here so they can't walk in through cache door if you're holding top dragon. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna reinforce. Yeah, fuck it. I'll reinforce this wall. That way, just so you can hold the walk in, but you also can't just die from the dragon here. I'll just reinforce that off. Yeah, I don't want to make your lives hard. It's hard enough as it is. 3 reinforcements here for the opposite side. Reinforce this so they can't walk through the rafters. And then here, if they have bunks control, they can wallbang you, and that's really annoying, and we don't want that. So we're going to put reinforcement here, and yeah, that's the setup for cache initiation. Obviously, if this were pro league, you would extend to bunk side, but this is not pro league. It's just, you know, whatever the fuck. So here it is. You're fighting this side of the map. Woohoo! All right, last one. Drug labs. Come on, let's go. This one's, yeah, again, really unpopular site. So, you know, pro league would probably have Like this is gonna be, the hole's gonna be a little bit more complex. So head holes across this. You can have a rotate on this side because you can stay crouched behind the box. You're gonna rotate closer to prevent the window hop in. This makes a long angle into, you know, barrels. So you're gonna want to double reinforce off this wall. And barrels, do you think they will do major rework on any option? I don't know, and I hope not. You're gonna want to double reinforce off the walls, kind of looking down from yellow side. That's really important. Since this is ranked, honest to God, we could probably just reinforce off like literally everything over here. Like I don't see a reason not to. It's not like we're gonna hold up top that crazy, and it's not like we're gonna extend into, like, usually what people do is they extend it to throne. I'm not gonna make you guys extend it to throne. You're on a ranked team. You're not in a 5-stack. Reinforce off the whole bitch all the fucking day. Don't overthink it. Don't do anything. Last 2 reinforcements will go top floor, right? You reinforce all this off, bunker down the whole site. And then after that, you want to know like where important vert is going to be up here in arcade. This is what we'll see vert down into sight. So you want to hold out above just for a little bit, and that's going to be your trusty 2 reinforcements in the middle of this train wall, because it'll help you hold down Cafe, because Cafe is also the other site that holds vert over sight. So what I would do is I would have these 2 reinforcements. I would have this rotate so that you can play around this area more aggressively, and then I would just start out here with vert, man. Like you have, you know, the vert over the bathroom window hop in. You have the vert over bathroom. You kind of have vert for the site, but not really. You can't really see near the window. And then you have this rotate out if you want to. You can fall back to yellow. You can fall back up here. You can play up here. You can help people out. You can drop the hatch. You can fall back to site, etc., etc., etc. But yeah, least powerful site that people don't really like going to. All right, now Kanal. We'll go backwards, I guess. I got a long ways to go, buddy. All right, top floor for Kanal. You're gonna want to double reinforce the outside wall. This is the main wall every single attacker gets. Do not want that. This wall gets a long bang angle from outside. No, not doing that. Feet holes on this so they just can't walk in for free. Make him scared. Reinforce these walls so the 90 windows can't just wall bang into sight. Then, you know, barbed wire for the staircases, red and green, just really, really important. Here, I'm pretty sure I like some sort of, like, hole like this, so I can kind of contest into the bomb sites, like so, but then you don't want to get wall bang from red door, so you can put a wall right here. And then this one doesn't necessarily need a wall. This is, I think, the side rotate everyone likes to make. Or is it this one? Which one is the side? Yeah, this one's not exposed to wall. I would assume it's this one. Okay, sorry. Make a side rotate on the left side and then reinforce this wall. Some say put a mirror here. If you have a mirror, let me just go ahead and show you what that would look like. So if I had a mirror set up on the site, I would put it on the left side. Kind of look here. You can also look here if you make head holes after the mirror. Don't do this if you don't have a mirror. If you have a mirror, you can do this. If you don't have a mirror, do not do this whatsoever. That is terrible. It'll get you wall bang when you're trying to hold down Skybridge. And then the other one you can just put down here for the walk-in onto site or on green, etc. But you definitely want someone holding down Skybridge, right? Because Skybridge, like, without a mirror, it's just so shit. Oh, holes, feet holes here for Skybridge, super imperative if they kill your Skybridge guy. And this is the thing stopping the surgeon from walking Skybridge for free. But don't, like, I would say this is optional. Don't make these holes unless you have a mirror. This is so terrible. Like, imagine if you don't have a mirror and you have to peek here, the bridge is open and you're just completely fucked. Going basement next, I think, is probably the next most popular site or best site. So this wall that goes into pipes, I think is a really good crouch hole spot to deny people from walking in a trench. But this is ranked, and you don't want to think about someone getting in through this wall for free. So I'm going to tell you to reinforce it all. I think it's really good, but I mean, this is ranked. You're going to want to reinforce the right side of this wall. You're going to put head holes across, so the guy on main stairs is kind of like scared to walk down. You're obviously going to want to make your side rotate close. And then you're going to want to reinforce this wall. And it's kind of the same thing. I do think the head holes on this side are a little bit worse because this kind of gives main stairs a kind of a more aggressive chow that's more favored for the main stairs guy. But look how scary it is. Like, look at the one-way angle it kind of creates. That being said, maybe if you want to not make one, I would do this one, and I would also double reinforce it off. Just completely up to you, right? This is like kind of the safer option if you don't want to get you just want to get threatened from one side and not the other. I always like making a rotate here, but this is because I do want to hold down scuba side a bit heavier. The windows, right? You want to have someone around here holding this window hop in. And then there's what, like two hatches that are really important on this site. This is the hatch that goes down into bathroom. Really got to get this hatch. And then the main site hatch, super duper duper important. Everyone likes taking vert on this, so I would just deny this. Bing bang boom. And then I honestly, I never reinforce anything more than these walls. Like, I think this is just completely fine as is. I don't know any more ball knowledge about the map for a need to reinforce anything more. Just play, you know, bathroom. Play in bathroom, lockers, play site, play scuba, call it a day. The next one, I would say security room, map room is definitely more popular than Coast Guard Lounge. This kind of just becomes a vert hold because, you know, top floor control is so valuable here, but we'll talk about this later. So you're gonna make a rotate onto site on this side. I'm not sure if you want to reinforce wall here. You definitely want to reinforce this wall, and then you're going to make feet holes across here just so that people can't walk into you know, hallway for free or into site for free. This is a great rotate to have since it's blocked off by this pillar. Double reinforce off the walls leading to green. This is another great rotate to have just to kind of continue to threaten the people trying to walk into sight. And I would put a reinforcement here just so, you know, they can't, like, you can fight here and fight this guy if there's just one guy here as much as you want. I guess it would be okay to have a reinforcement here just so you could sit on it and if they take maps control, but I would say you more so want to hold down maps. Call it a day. Now, realistically, you want to hold top floor. I understand it's ranked, but it's probably pretty nice to hold down top floor. So I would reinforce off the breach to go to outside. Top floor control is super strong on this site, and it just depends on you. Like, if you think that you can hold down top floor with your boys to death, then I would not reinforce the hatches. But you can also do reinforce the hatches so that your life is kind of easier for like site direct drops and stuff, also for kitchen. So it's just really up to you, because especially since like your reinforcements are kind of like hard to spare on this site. Like, you need 4 more to get 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, that's, if I didn't reinforce 2 hatches, then I wouldn't get the 2. Like, I would just stay here, shoot some drones, maybe bandit tricks would go for free, drop down, and then now this is like the least important hatch. So I can play here, you know, in maps, hold this control, and then I can play someone back here, and that hatch doesn't really threaten me, and then I have my 2 hatches reinforced. I would say this is a better default rank setup, but if I did want to hold down top floor, I would sacrifice this reinforcement, and I would sacrifice this site reinforcement, and I would sacrifice the 2 hatches, and I would reinforce off that entire quad section up top for the top floor hold, and make the rotates like I did for the top floor hold. Radio, this is where like shit gets really tough, because I mean, I've just never had the displeasure, even the chance of the displeasure to hold down this site because it's so unpopular and ranked. But I'm assuming you want to make feet holes here so the enemy can't just push up for free on this side of the map. You're going to want to double reinforce off these left side walls. I'm not going to extend it to this side. I know some people want to extend to this side. I just don't think it's worth it. Some people like making a rotate here. I will choose to not do that today. I don't think it's worth it. The hassle. I think double reinforce it off. All the day. Fries in the bag. But maybe it's actually better because it's hard to get back into this site once people cut it off. Maybe I'm wrong. And maybe it is better. Holy shit, I'm realizing things about myself. Is it better, chat? Chat, is it better? I don't fucking know, chat. You don't want to get wall banged from all the way down 90, so you're going to reinforce off this wall. It's good to have feet holes here, but like people can also like headshot you from top of the staircase and cut off your cross from bottom of the staircase. I like them. I personally like them because I'm usually holding like from here. But you know, that's really just personal preference. You want to rotate on this lobby side because I like to hold lobby down on this site. This is how I do it. It's not perfect, but it's just a more aggressive hold. I'm starting to also realize maybe the rotate on that side is fine, but as long as you can make this side a kill hole and just prevent the repulsions, that's all that matters. But Kanal, yeah, I mean, I just don't think this side is viable. Probably have to reinforce that so that window can't just wall bang that cut. I don't know. Best of luck on that side, guys. Best of luck on this side. I think this side is a little bit chopped. I don't think you should try to go near it with a 10-foot pole, but if you want to, this is like, if I'm forced to go to this site, I've done this. All right, we'll go fortress now. All right, so probably command is the most popular one here, right? First things first, want to have your bathroom rotate or holes. I've seen just crouch holes here, but I think head holes are probably more in your interest. But if you just want to walk back and forth between side, that's what it is. Horse rotate is going to be vaulted on this side, reinforce this horse wall, and then one of the main entry spots for the attackers to come through is going to be from the staircase. So I personally have seen this rotate more often for teams because it's safer to reinforce off, because this one you can get seen from like the climb up on the ladder, so that's kind of unsafe. So I would reinforce off this, and then I would always make feet holes on new blue, just because it's kind of just such a good entry spot for the attackers. And so this way you can actually fight the white stair side of the map, and then flex reinforce it off if you want. If you don't, you know, don't want to give them, I get its rank, so you probably flex reinforce that off later at some point. Then you want to make a rotate into bathroom. So I always like putting it here because this is where the enemy is going to want to end up going to plant anyways. So you might as well not give them this angle that kind of like cuts off your entire rotation through here. You want to be able to play up here. So I would make a rotate on this left side actually. And this is going to be my rotation into command. Now, every single pro team I know rotates, dorms. Makes a rotation into dorms. You want to reinforce this wall because if this wall is open, they can wall bang it from breach while you're trying to rotate it back. Like this is breach, right? And then the breach, the holdover here, I would just say like you can have this be open. You can also have it be closed. You do always want to reinforce off this wall. Let's make it closed for you guys, okay? You guys are ranked players. You're going to have this wall closed, and you're going to have that wall closed because you are ranked players and you are not going to hard play into tower, and I'm not going to put that burden on you guys. So if you want to roam over here, you know, maybe make the vending machine rotate, but just, you know, have the walls closed, shoot drones, throw a smoke, fall off this guy. You don't have to worry about the wall being open. Up out your boy. Get through the rotate. You can do, you know, if you have less reinforcement on this side of the map, you can flex reinforce off this wall, and then you can double layer. But this is going to be your main flex reinforcements, right? Waste time on this side of the map, reinforce off this wall, and now if you want to start off with reinforce, you don't want to do a flex reinforcement, that's fine. But this is basically the whole setup. Oh yeah, and also have this right here. Alright, now we're on dorms. We're on the other side. This time you actually need to hold old tower. If you give them old tower, they just win the game straight up. You're going to want to make this rotate into glow stick. You want to make your barb down here. You want to make sure there's some sort of trap on the drop of big tower. Just can't let them have this control whatsoever, right? Super important control. Make this rotate here on vending. Reinforce this wall so you can walk through the rotate safely without getting killed from mattress door or the breach. Vault rotate on this side. Right side wall reinforced. This kind of treats like a skyscraper map now. feet holes here on the left side to make sure they can't get to vending window and hop in and vault in on your boy. Again, if you have this wall reinforced, it will wall bang into this wall if the enemies want to have that control. So I would reinforce that wall. I would put a rotate here, and kind of the same concept as last time, but a little bit different. You want to reinforce off, you know, this side of the map. But I do think you have two options here on which rotate you can make. This rotate is easier to reinforce off. This rotate is easier to fight if you're fucked. Right? But also harder to reinforce off. I would say, since we're playing ranked and we want to reinforce it off, I would reinforce off this and have this open. And everything else is going to be an opposite side over, right? So you want to have feet holes here. You want to double reinforce this wall since you don't have enough manpower this time to hold over here. Pro League teams do, but I'm just not going to have you do it. Horse reinforcement, very important, right? You want to have your horse player. So like when you're extending over here, your horse player is kind of the one that holds down the hallway and whatnot. And then this wall, I want you guys to always reinforce this wall. I don't care what it takes. I don't care how many pro teams you see with long angles here. If they get that books wall open and they get a long angle in the bathroom, your life will be hell. As a ranked player, just reinforce off this wall. Simple, easy. You can have a reinforce. You can have a rotate here if you want for the roam. So you could have a guy up here with you and command whatever. Shoot a couple drones. Fall back. Play bathroom and horse. After that, oh shit, fall back. And then you flex reinforce off this. Right? Now, you can sacrifice the horse room. You can sacrifice any of the reinforcements too to have this wall reinforced off. Usually, I think it's fine to just hold here. It's super holdable. You just need a player on your doorway and you play here. But again, this wall, I'm going to use a zombie to demonstrate. The double layer here is if they're going for over, you reinforce this wall as well. I wish I had more reinforcements, but this wall, you reinforce off bathroom, then you reinforce off briefs. Then you've given up bathroom and briefs and they're doing it over clear and you'll be completely chilling. Kitsch, I think the most thing people just need to realize about this site is that they need to hold down infirmary. Ooh, I don't know why I'm on a zombie, but you want to hold down infirmary. I'll go with zombie shotgun so that I can better demonstrate for you guys. But basically, holes all across this. Right, you want to help out your boy in infirmary from being pushed. I think it's just head holes are better probably because, you know, so holes all across the infirmary walls, all across. This guy, infirmary, bang, he can play to help himself. He can make one-way angles on his door. He can fight over here. He can zombie things off, but most importantly, he has control over sight. If the enemy takes infirmary, the round is over. There's a rotate. Makes sense over here. In comp, you would extend to dining side, right? In comp, you would extend to dining side, and you would extend horizontally. I don't know if you guys want to do that, but this is how you would have the extension set up. You would have the extension over here. You would probably have all of these walls reinforced. This is where the majority of setup goes in competitive, is this horizontal extension. You would reinforce off this wall, and then you would fight over here, you know, a couple of drones, fight dining side, help your boy out on dining, and then once you waste enough resources, you would flex reinforce off this wall. And that's competitive, right? I don't know the default way to actually hold this site. This wall, I mean, the thing about feet holes here is that it just kind of fucks your ability to sit here and fight for your boy. So I think this should be reinforced. Then you need head holes on this wall. You can do head holes here, but not really necessary. And then the last one is that waiting hatch. So in competitive, the most common thing I see is going to be the horizontal. We usually have a Solus up here solo lurking. You want to be that guy. But I don't see people hold a lot of vert because you can basically hold all the site down from infirmary and like the other side of the site, which horizontally doesn't really like, There's not a lot of stake in it. You can open up the site, the hatch for pressure to make sure that they're scared entering laundry, and you have like free roamer over here. But yeah, like this is vert, right? This is vert. Important. Here's not vert. So you hold from here, right? You hold from here. You can throw a C4 at the planter if they want to go here. You have long angles into infirmary. Your infirmary boy has a crossfire with you. You fight the infirmary guy. That's what this side is in competitive. Sitting room, this site is straight terrible, but I mean, it might be the worst side in the game because you can hop in the window that's behind me, but I'm just gonna show you how to hold it anyways. Double reinforce this because you don't want to give them a walk into the plant spot, right? You want to make them work for it from bathroom door. So double reinforce this wall, put wall denial here if possible. This is a long angle down the hallway. You won't want to get them this either. Reinforce this wall. There's literally like they hop in this window and they could just plant the bomb. It's so bad, but you know, we're gonna try to make it work anyway, so I love you guys. Probably want a single reinforcement here. Probably want to reinforce off these walls because they go into lobby here. Or sorry, square. You want to hold down gun. So you're not gonna reinforce off this wall. Because gun is one of the only ways you could stop this other stupid ass plant. Where if they get the wall open, they walk behind this thing and they plant the bomb. Where stops that? Gun, right? So you want to hold down gun with your life. So yeah, we want to have a rotate into gun. We want to hold down gun with our life. We want to like basically fully extend over here, you know, put down your barbed wires, make sure they can't take drum, make sure they can't take music, maybe have a roamer over here, maybe have a roamer in dining side. Regardless, it cannot take gun. The last thing is going to be this hatch. That's going to be up in horse. Or not, no, it's not going to be up in horse. I think it's... Is it horse? Or is it bathroom? No, it's horse. Yeah, this hatch is horse. Yeah, this hatch that goes into site. That's going to be it for that site. Terrible site. Really bad site. Alright, and now we could just work backwards, right? We could just work backwards. Border, Night Haven, Cafe, Chalet, Consulate, Club, Bank, Lair. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 maps to go. We got this, guys. Woo! Woohoo! Alright, Armory Archives. You're going to want to make kind of throw holes for the plant denial here. If you're more bold, I don't recommend this if you're new. Pros do knee holes here to stop the walk-in entirely, right? Not throw holes. But if you're new, don't do this because you're gonna get cut off guard like a bunch. I don't like if you're new. Reinforce off these armory holes, right side. You always want to do this. I see too many people double reinforcing off this wall. You can make this rotate kind of in the middle if you want. Completely up to you. I think it's one of the best ways to rotate kind of safely back in the site. If you make it on the right side, you see you're cut off from this window, so that's why I put the rotate in the middle here, because on the left side you're too exposed to the wall, so you just put it kind of in the middle here so you're not cut off. Obviously reinforce off the archives wall. I'm going to put this other archives wall to my immediate right, but you can have a more aggressive one on the more right of that, but I don't recommend it. It's whatever. Now, the most important part of this map and this setup is going to be that CC extension. Okay, chat? So, you're going to want to reinforce. This is always. I want you guys always to do this. Too many people give up this control. That's why you lose so many defenses on border. Reinforce off the walls in this manner, right? This wall you reinforce off so the 90 window can't cut down all the way down the hallway. I can walk up and down the hallway without dying to, 90 door, right? I then shouldn't have broke that hatch, but it's whatever. You can crouch rotate right here. You do have to worry about it, and then you have a fountain rotate to kind of get back into this spot. How about your boys? Okay, this is CC. Most important map control in this map. How you play it, you walk out here, you can test break door, e-box and books, 2 save spots. You can also rat into banana as well to rat, but I mean, it's whatever. All right, break. You want to put a single reinforcement here. Just because a break player is very, very powerful. It doesn't hurt to have it. If you don't have a break player, it's fine. But it's really powerful because that guy gets to basically walk around here scot-free, fight people. This is a nice reinforcement to have. On 90, if you want to fight each side, right? I don't think these are going extra. And then always put the red rotate on this side. Always put beetles across triple. Reinforce your Troy wall. Reinforce your bath or your fountain wall. And then bada bing, bada boom. You have a beautiful, beautiful full extension of the map that fights as aggressively as possible. Right, this guy, east side, just threatens if anyone comes actually onto the east side of the map. You have your guy also fighting top east stairs. Very necessary control. Border's a super small map with, you can put this rotate break if you want it because it's kind of safe. Like, if you put it hard right enough here, it's kind of safe from the door. Not fully safe from the door, but neither is this one, right? You have break. You have your guy fighting, you know, in CC. And then you have your guy fighting in the armory. Very important things here. Extras kind of that will help you out a lot more. I can now hold the hop in for my player in CC just by sitting here, right? And then you guys can fight the armory back together to make sure people can't come up close. What's more popular, bathroom tellers or workshop vents in ranked chat? All right, so tellers, first things first. Vault rotate on this side of the thing so they can't hop in window for free. It's very default. Never ever reinforce this wall. Make a top hole here. You're gonna hold top floor. Very, very important, right? Holes across workshop side. Very default, very important. And then I'm gonna make you guys not hold bottom east. So we're just gonna go ahead and actually, I don't know if I should make you guys not hold bottom east or not. I don't know what's the right play for ranked players, chat. What's the right play for ranked players? Let me ruminate on this. I don't make us hold east. Okay. Chat says Jezuzda says don't make us hold east. We're fucked. We're not gonna hold bottom east. So we're gonna reinforce off the luggage wall. That way we're not giving attackers a free plant because this is ranked. I'm not gonna make you guys hold something that is bad for ranked. That being said, we need to reinforce at least this left side teller's wall because if you do want to walk east, then opening this wall will give the enemy a long angle onto east stairs, right? And that's really fucked. Okay, top floor hold. All right, I mean, I think it's better in rank to reinforce the bathroom hatch, but I want to build good habits in you guys early. This is why you hold bathroom hatch. You have vert over bathroom. You have vert over the wall right here if they go for the other plants. But don't make this during the middle of the round. Just, you know, think about it later. But vert over bathroom, right? Reinforce off the fountain wall so they can't kill you off of it. Or the Troy wall. Make the rotate on this side. Heat holes again across the whole thing. That's just how you hold east. I would say this helps you move around a lot more in this top floor. And the most important thing is going to be, since this is a more bunker type east strat, you're going to reinforce off the fountain walls in this manner so you're truly bunkering up here, right? Now your backside of fountain is held as your hatch is open. I would actually reinforce this hatch, even though actually I would reinforce off this hatch actually, even if like you want to hold down top heavy, because you never know when you might lose top floor control, right? And this just helps out your boy at sight. These holes are optional. They help you kind of deter the archives walk, but again, if you have bad teammates or bad people that won't really help you, don't make those holes. But yeah, I would say this is just the top floor. You just bunker off fountain like this, and that keeps bathroom control. You can hold this lightly, and then you can drop down. Common setup I see here is just reinforcing off this middle wall so you don't get wall banged from workshop side, making this rotate over here. And then now with workshop control late round, you can basically deny the plants going into sight, right? You can make bathroom holes here. You can make feet holes on here. Like once they come into sight, you can make feet holes across here if they get top floor control. And you can kind of just play to like deny the bomb horizontally. It just depends on what the enemy's pushing. If you are holding customs, this is an if, right? If you're playing in sight, that's whatever. If you are holding in customs, you should have these holes, right? If you are holding in customs, right? Because look, if I have customs control, if I have this barricaded off, I have the ability to stop the plants from customs. Okay, I have the win con from customs to stop the plants. I have the ability to threaten the plant from customs, right? But that's if I am playing in customs. Okay, very, very important. If not, you don't need to make these holes. They'll just fuck up your life harder. All right, vent workshop. This is probably the most vert heavy site in this map. This is how you want to do this. This is such an easy plan spot for the attackers. You want feed holes across the whole thing to make their lives harder. If you want to not put feed holes on one of the maps, one of the walls, I would put it like kind of on like this one, right? Because this is the one that if you were standing in this corner, it would be here. So, but I usually like feed holes across the whole thing. If not, just reinforce this wall. That way you can sit easier sight. It is ranked. I mean, probably want it this way because you guys don't want to just die from the wall randomly. So I'm just going to do that for you guys. You want to extend customs every single time here. Here's how a default customs extensions look. You're going to reinforce off the two customs walls on this side of the map. You're going to want that way they can't walk in. You're going to want to reinforce off this wall because otherwise they make a long angle from outside customs door or passport door. I personally like putting feet holes here just so they can't walk in for free, but that's just me. And then the next most important thing after that is just going to be the top floor. I think this wall is really important to get because this is the long angle from tellers, like outside the teller's door, straight into sight. Then you're going to want to think about holding top floor. Now, in comp, you will usually see kind of more of an aggressive CC hold. I know this is ranked, so I'm just going to have you guys double reinforce off the armory side. I'm also going to have it make your lives a lot easier for holding armory by reinforcing off this wall. It will make it easy to walk archive side, but it's okay. Usually you would hold hard on this side, but I know this is ranked, so we're going to make your lives a bit easier. Then I'm actually going to have you guys reinforce a workshop hatch. The reason for that being is I feel like it's more often than not in ranked that you actually have the enemy take that and use it against you than actually using it. So important vert, obviously. Armory side is going to be on the window itself. You can have that. Is going to be on the plant spot itself. This is default plant on customs, workshop. You can also, fun fact, make that vert, deny that all from sandwich. So even if they get the armory bridge open, you can deny all the plant spots basically, except for backup by the window. Default plant spot from sandwich, and then you have your hatch drop down if you're ever getting threatened up top. For the site player, you can play around here. You have custom player helping you out, and then I'm pretty sure in rank people just like to run around overt. But then bathroom's a good place to dodge back into if they're hitting site like crazy. Bathroom's a great place to like duck back into and rat if you feel threatened, and then you can come back out. But just be aware of the lurks. If you want to, you can barricade off this door. You can barricade off your bottom east just so it's very hard for people to lurk on you, and then you're kind of connected with your top 4 players. Customs, big wall denial site, right? You want the Cade, you want the Bandit, you want the Lamize. Actually quite a good bomb site. A lot of pro league teams have been running it. Double reinforce off this wall. The thing is that I would recommend always punching this barricade like so, because if they put a thermite on the barricade, it'll break into the wall. That being said, also you can also leave it up for a free C4 kill over. That's freebies. Then you double reinforce off this. And then everything else is going to be essentially a CC hold. Everything else is a top hold. Like, you just want to hold CC because CC holds the keys to the entire site. Right? Maybe in ranked, you want to reinforce the hatches or just extend horizontally. Do not believe in that. You want to hold down CC. It's absolutely a necessity. So reinforce your 2 CC walls. And then obviously, since you have a CC guy, break open the hatches here. Since you have a CC guy, you're gonna need an armory guy, right? Because you need someone to make sure they can't walk up on your back CC door for free. So you're going to only CC as aids. I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to learn how to play the game properly. You're going to want to make the armory holes here. If you don't want to get lurked on, you can put this back archives wall on this side of the map. Now, we're gonna make this hatch open because you also kind of want to have a player on this side of the map. Now, the thing is I've seen, rotates of all shapes and sizes into the site. I think you should always reinforce this wall so you can actually play on this wall. But I actually don't know really what the right answer is as to like what the rotate into site on this map should be. I've seen this with like a barricade or a castle barricade right here. I've seen, like all sorts. I don't know, really. I've seen this rotate, but this means metal control. I personally think maybe this could give the enemies a bit too much leeway, but it also threatens to hop in. You can reinforce this wall. I think it's really just all up to the eye of the beholder. It's up to you. I don't know. If they take this control, that sucks for you. You would have to reinforce this wall. I don't fucking know. Honest to God, no idea. No idea what the right answer is here. I have 7 more maps, chat. Y'all want it all in one video, or would a 2-parter really hurt you guys? All in one video? Alright, all in one video it is. 2-part go rest? Well, it's okay. I mean, I don't have a... Okay, one thing on this map. Everyone makes the holes on this right side. Dude, you give a long angle to the breach. Never fucking do that. Reinforce the right side, holes on the left side. Here's where you put the holes on this. Reinforce the 2 right side walls. Alright, Mira on the... I'll show the Miras later. Mirrors are powerful up on the site. I don't want to reinforce these 2 walls. This vid will make you big money trust. Okay. Double reinforce the walls that go outside, obviously. Reinforce this right side wall over here. You're going to want to make a rotate into garden, because you don't want the enemies to get that for free. You're going to want to make reinforcements over here. Last one is just to reinforce aqua. Put it on this side so that they can't have that long angle into sight. It's really annoying to chow. Feet hole so they can't walk up close for free. And that's it. Mirror's really popular on the site. The 2 most common mirrors just for rank, just for default shit. Hold down garage. And then you're going to hold down here. And then if they go and then the last flex reinforcement is super simple. If they come from garden side and you are scared of garden side, flex reinforce off garden. If they come from garage side and you are scared of garage, flex reinforce off garage. Either way, you will have to hold down one or the other. From garage, you can use this control to contest garden, like so. And then from garden, you can use this control to contest garage, like so. Right, so. Alright, for basement, this wall goes outside. Just go ahead and reinforce that, John. I'm gonna give you guys a bunker strat because I see that more often in ranked. You can run around on the roam, but I mean, nothing's really gonna change for you. Always rotate on this side. Reason being, if they go for exoplant, you lace a C4 through that rotate only. Reinforce this wall. You can put a mirror on it if you want. Feet holes on the basement wall right here. Reinforce off a single wall. I would reinforce off the cargo wall since we're doing a bunker, so you want to be able to sit inside a cargo. I would put feet holes here, so you threaten the guy on the cargo's walk down. These holes let you contest into Animus pretty well. These holes let you contest down the cargo stairs. Worry hatch is up top. Really, really important. Exo hatch, cargo hatch, and garage hatch. You're going to get all 3. I'm trudging through for you guys because I love you guys. And then you have 2 reinforcements left that are really optional. I can put this one here so it's easier to walk between the sites. And then I can put this one here with feet holes on the left side of Exo so that it's harder for the enemy to walk down Exo stairs. And then bang, that's that site. Next one is storage, is the most popular. I know this is gonna hurt a lot of people, but you're going to have to hold vert, guys. You're gonna hold off the vert. So if you're in sight, reinforce off this wall. I like this left rotate so people don't have a long angle from you on the top of cargo stairs. It's one or the other. You either put it on that side and have this rotate, or you put it on this side and have that rotate. Because if you have this side, look, that's a long angle, right? So you don't want to make a long angle every single time. Right, it's one or the other. I prefer whatever, but this one makes us at least if they walk up exo stair or cargo stairs, which you know your ranked teammates are holding for lurks, you can't hold them down. That's it for this floor. Oh, sorry, no. Reinforce the 2 bottom garage walls, super important. And then everything else is just a top floor setup. So reinforce the 2 garage walls like you did for top floor earlier. Basically, holding vert is a mission. Yeah, but I mean it's the best way to hold the site. I mean I don't know what you want me to do about it. Maybe your teammates won't be doing it, you'll just be holding down sight, but reinforce off this wall as if it's a top floor hold. I might start using Tachanka, I can't lie, chat. I know like people like using the shotgun because it's like satisfying, but I'm gonna start using Tachanka to speed up the process, chat. We can't sit here all day. Alright, reinforce off the top holes. The reason for, look towards this vert holds, that's the default plant spot, right? Then this vert holds all of storage besides the default plant spot right here for the walk-in along this wall. Then you reinforce off on this side. Just use Tachanka. Yeah, I'm just gonna use Tachanka, chat. You're right. And then over here on this side, obviously Aqua Wall not being here kind of fucking blows, but here's what the holes are. This holds down all the plants vert on this side of the map. So you're holding vert down. All right, Kitch. The most obvious thing that people think they can do is not hold lobby. If you want, that can be the case. We could double reinforce off lobby. We can call it a day. But I expect more of my viewers. So you're first want to make freezer holes. That way, you know, the guy from Exoside can like punish Kitch hopping. They can't get freezer for free. You're going to want to make holes here. You're going to want to reinforce off this wall and actually make a rotate into the other part of the map. And now you have a long angle onto breach if they get breach open. So it's actually quite nice to contest breach from here, right? Quite nice to contest breach from here. So just from this control alone, you can deny the freezer drop. You can deny the Kitch hopping, right? So you have basically horizontal control and it helps you a lot. And then you don't want to get, you know, angle made on you from here. So you're going to reinforce off. Then up top, you want to deny vert for a little bit. This is the least popular side, so it's going to be the most pro league, right? To make it viable. You want to, yeah, it's just going to be the most pro league to make it viable, right? You're going to double reinforce these top two walls because the only power spot you could possibly hold here is going to be the top lobby stairs. You saw Canadian holding it with Clash a bunch, right? So you're playing top lobby stairs. Let's see if I put a shield. Yep. Hold the shield here, right? If you want a more aggressive vert hold, you can have these double walls reinforced. So at least there's someone who can help your teammates in dire times and dire needs. And then reinforce off this wall so your teammate can actually walk in the hallway. And that way you can have someone helping you out up here, fighting, you know, helping you out. Bada boom. And then you have vert. If they never clear you out, you just have vert on the site. Like free vert on the site, that's great. And then lobby, you want to have a player inside of lobby. And you want the rotate on this side. And this is going to seem really crazy to people, but you want the rotate on this side so that your site players can essentially help hold for you on your swing, right? Your site players can hold for you on your swing, right? If you want to make it crazier, like I think it's reasonable for ranked players to fall back and flex reinforce off, but if you want it crazy, right? No fallbacks, bang, right? Long angles as they push into lobby, contest the shit out of them. But we're playing rank. We can reinforce off lobby wall. You don't need to be that crazy. You don't need to be as crazy as me. You can reinforce it off and you can die in lobby. Fuck it. Or you can just run back through the hallway since we're ranked, right? Double reinforce it off. All day. Fries in the bag. Play here with a shotgun. Play here for a little bit. Shoot some drones. Have a guy top lobby stairs. Have him shoot some drones. Fall back. I'm here play site. It all plays out the same. I'm persevering. I'm persevering. I have Tachanka tech now. We are playing Tachanka every round. We are making it faster. We are doing it better. All right. All right. Top floor cafe. Reinforce this wall. Rotate right side. Holds across the top. Lets you get this angle on the shop door. Everyone and their mom puts it on this side. I don't like that because if a guy gets in the window and you're stuck in freezer, you're stuck in freezer in perpetuity. So I'm gonna put the rotate on the other side. I like it so much more. Yes, you can die to skylight. Just hit your sprint key, man. Not that hard. Went through. Bang. Right. Defaults. Say just reinforce off this wall. Reinforce off this wall. And I've really been seeing the other coals more, a lot more for some reason on this map. I don't know why it is that reason, but yeah, you want to contest into piano, so you're fighting this and your bathroom guy can fight this, and from the hallway also fight piano from pixel side. Really common setup is to have a shield here or just play a zombie in here with all the holes over here. You're going to want to double reinforce off red wall. And then the next one you kind of want to do is reinforce off this trash wall just so you can't really get like wall banged from heaven when you're on the shield. You know, you can play deeper, a little deeper, But then you can also like deny the plant onto a Shiko spot right there. You can also deny the plant. The reason why this bathroom wall is soft, same thing. You break open the bar, you're denying the plant onto the Shiko spot, right, all the way down there. And then last two reinforcements you have left over. All it is if you want to play passive, just reinforce off these walls. That's it. Reinforce this wall, reinforce this wall. If your team sucks at that, reinforce off the walls. This one's the most straightforward one. I'm going to do the default horizontal extension that everyone does. Holes in bakery. You're going to want to hold bakery. Reinforce off the bakery wall. Reinforce off the small bake wall because it can see you from the window playing behind the bake rack if this wall's open. This video on R60 Sports is good as fuck. Let's fucking go. Esteem made that video. Go glaze him. You want feet holes on the left side of prep so they can't walk in for free, but you also want a right side reinforces so you can at least play up here with your boy. For the red walls, now in Pro League, it's good to open up the whole shit because you want to be able to contest everything, but I know in ranked, this will get you killed from the guy walking down top red stairs. So I will recommend this for you guys playing ranked, and you can still hold the small bake walk down as a result of that. Feet holes for the walk-in on double door. Reinforced wall in the middle so that people can actually play over here. Red holes on this other side. This way you can contest from here onto the other side of the map. For freezer, you're going to want to reinforce this right side so they can't wall bang you from all the way over. Feet holes here, head holes here. That way the guy in VIP can hold the hatch drop, but you're also holding for the people walking towards the guy in VIP. You want a brown bar rotate because what's really imperative for this strat is that you're playing everywhere horizontally. You're going to want to reinforce this wall because the guy in VIP, well, if you're playing brown bar, you don't want to get wall bang, but the guy in VIP is also super important. There's a guy in VIP right here. His essential wall is going to be the freezer wall. So double reinforce his freezer walls. Or we can single reinforce it. Oh, we can double reinforce it. We can get real fancy. Actually, no, we can single reinforce it. This is just the one that's necessary to make sure he can't get a long angle onto the thing. If you want to double reinforce it, you can. But I want to leave... let's double reinforce it. I just... Don't double reinforce this if you want to... I'll do that later in the round. Fuck it. ADHD, motherfucker. And then, obviously, hatch. Alright, now, this for the last one. It's up to you, right? If you want to hold VIP side for the entire round... Then you can reinforce off two freezers so they can't just sledge in and get a little crouch hole here and lurk in on your guy, and it's really scary. But if they're coming bake every round and you want to flex reinforce off this wall, you can flex reinforce off this wall, right? You can crouch through, you can rotate back, you can flex reinforce off this wall and go help your boys. But if you're confident they're going to hit backside and you want to make sure you have a stronger backside, then you reinforce up this back wall. There's also another emo wall up top that can help you out. It's really up to you. Completely up to you. Double reinforce the reading walls, obviously. Now, I like making the laundry rotate later in the round in competitive, but they say competitive. This is ranked. We are going to make a rotate here into laundry. It's covered by the cabinet. It lets you get into here. Holy shit, please let me through. Obviously, look, now I'm not safe. I'm going to reinforce this wall, make a rotate vaulting on the left side so that people, you know, have to work for it. The holes here, the most important ones are going to be like about knee holes on both these sides. That way they just can't walk through, you know, train reading for free. I actually would make these feet holes instead, but, you know, I've got lazy here, so you can't walk through train reading for free. Everything else is going to be for that top floor. I'm going to keep it real simple for you guys. You're going to reinforce off the close... Oh, shit. Sorry. Shit! Reinforce off this train wall. This is a train wall they use to plant the bomb. So if they breach this train wall, they can plant on this little nook here. That's the safest plant spot for train. If you are holding down train, then I would reinforce off this wall. If you want to extend a person over here, completely up to you. But this is the one wall you would need for a train extension. And that guy would fall back. Everything else is for the top floor. Alright, now you're going to basically reinforce every single one of these walls in a row. That's it. And this lets you hold cocktail, which gives you vert over all of reading. Alright, so now you're like really tucked up and safe and bunkered up on cocktail. Cocktail lets you have vert control over reading. You can play back over here and still have vert control over reading door plant. And then if you're getting pressured with your boy up top, you just fall off, right? You just hold the crossfire, fall off. And now look, from here, I can bottom white, I can hold train or dining. From reading, I can hold dining. Kind of that idea. Bada bing, bada boom. Ooh, all right, train. Same thing here. Reinforce this wall. It's the most important one for holding down sight. Make a rotate vault on this left side. This one, if they come up bottom red stairs, they will see it to sight and fuck you over. So reinforce this wall left of this. Make feet holes all across this wall so they cannot get you. Barricade off this door so they cannot lurk into sight. Hello, cat. How you doing? Very cute. Make a rotate here because this is the one rotate you can go through without getting cut off from the window. Make head holes here because once they come from dining side, you're going to be able to watch this. We're going to come over backside here. You're going to reinforce these 3 walls to let you have a stronger backside hold. And this will basically let you hold this backside kind of like in your little corner quite well if the enemy goes for it. Everything else is for top floor, right? Because the vert over the entire site made by piano is quite heavy. It's quite rough. Right, so we're going to reinforce off the hatch and piano, double reinforce off the walls over here, and then we have 2 walls left, and we'll repurpose those essentially for fighting inside of piano. And so you're gonna reinforce and so like you might not have a zombie to play inside piano, right? But you could do the same walls we did last time, and we can essentially use them. We don't have this wall this time, and it don't matter. Right, to fight in piano as we go. We can also put the rotate back here. You can have 2 rotates if you want, whatever it is you like. But you can just fight piano, just make sure the enemy's not getting that vert for free, and then try to stay up live with your life or just play solo roamer. One thing that's really popular on this site is actually going to be extending into reading. So having the laundry rotate here, help out your reading boys, and then having the pillar rotate here. You can put it on either side. I like it here because I feel kind of more protected when I have it here. And then you're gonna have holes across, you know, red. And you can also maybe have holes across here too if you want, kind of like be able to support site hopping. The horizontal control could really help. So yeah, basically, you know, site control, least popular site on the map. You're gonna have to spread a lot more to make worth of it. Vert control, site control. You can play pulse underneath. All the site is soft floor, so you can be able to plant stuff to plant anywhere. If they vault on the table, just throw it through a hole all day. All right, for Chalet, I am going to do I'm gonna do not comp setups. I know there's different ways you could extend the library in a really crazy manner. If you want to be fancy and do that, here's how you do it. Just make these head holes, and then you make feet holes all across the library wall, and it's like a crazy way to like kind of deny library. That's fancy comp shit. We're not doing that today. We're giving you guys rank strats. Double reinforce these walls every single time on Chalet. Put this wall here. This will make it so that they can't just walk up the blue for free. This is going to be the rotate. It's tucked right from here. I know a lot of people like putting the rotate on this side. It's just, I don't know, man. This is the better rotate in competitive play. I think it's the better rotate overall, but if you want to put on this side, Jesus Christ, go for it. Here, wall. You can make a long angle on the K9. I personally think this is actually more oppressive for the defenders, but it's up to you. Reinforce this, reinforce this, reinforce this, so you don't die from, you know, the 2 rappel windows right there. Like feet/knee holes here, so they can't just walk up for free into owl. Right, you can make a rotate here. It's completely up to you, but these are the 2 necessary reinforcements. If you have like I like having a rotate here, but it's just up to you. I mean, a lot of pro players are a lot more like aware of whether or not there's a player on the windows or not. And then everything else, that's the site setup. Everything else will be a library extension if you don't want them to have library for free. There's this library wall. Here's this, and then reinforce this, reinforce this. Right, so basically if they're repelled here, they can cut you off trying to run away from library. This is your one site to save. Double reinforce this wall, right? Same thing. If I'm walking here, this window cuts me off. So I reinforce here. And now I can play this super good top mez position that can deny canine walk, that can deny main lobby, that can deny this. Like, and I have a guy blue stairs with me, and when I want to book it and people are clearing me, look, this is the safest way to rotate. This double rotate here, boom, right? I have double reinforced walls, and then I can't get killed from window. Maybe I can get killed from this, but I'm fucking out of there. I'm fucking out of there, and then bang, I have the shield on piano. You can use this to hold down piano with your boy. Very good shield to have all the day. Fries in the back. Basement. I hate basement. Basement is really just not a good site. Rank motherfuckers love that shit anyways. All right, here's bar. Reinforce this wall, otherwise they get a long angle from fucking dining. Where are you going tomorrow? I'm going to the DR, bro. For my friend's, yeah, best friend's bachelor party. Here, feet holes across here so they can't walk on the hallway on here. Rotate here is safe. Reinforce off this wall. Actually, I don't know. Do I reinforce this wall or that wall? I think it's this wall. So you can sit behind the bar safer. Reinforce off this wall. It's the most common one I see. Head holes across these. This way you can kind of play around here to deny the sight window hop in from any of these positions. You can make head holes here. Oh my god, what the fuck happened to my mouse? It just spun out with the reinforcement on stock. If you don't have like a trap for the mud gap, I just like barricading it. Everything else is for top floor because top floor holds the keys to the site, okay? Right, if I have top floor control, I have the hatch control. I can also just stop every single plant from library corner. Very important. It's going to be the same concept that I showed you earlier, except there's different ways you could do it. Because they can be flooding from the other side, you might want longer angles. You're not actually going to double reinforce the walls the way I showed you the last time. So actually, you can have reinforcements this way, right? And then you can actually have a bit of a weird setup here where you have the long angles here. That way, if you have library control and no one's really contesting you from library side or library corner, you can contest the piano double walk in. Pretty cool. Also, bonus points, you can have a mirror facing into library here. You can also have a mirror facing, you know, this side here. It just depends. If they're hitting library, you'll put it on the one facing into library from top mez. The one in stock is obviously good, but look at this bureau. Look how crazy it is. Wow, so cool. And then, yeah, I would say double reinforce off the ivy wall before you double reinforce off the K9 wall, just for ranked. I think for comp it's different, but just so your blue stairs player can have an easier time. And then if you want to reinforce off this wall this way, so they can't like flood through without coming really from the same place that ivy or K9 window is, that's fine. Little rusty pickle leave of the fucking raid. So yeah, that's it. Like, you just hold down top floor. You want 3 people top floor, 1 person top mez, maybe with a mirror, 1 person either in library corner or library right here, 1 person blue stairs. You need these 3 core essential players. Get ready to fill blue stairs if you can. And then your site player will be down here. And they can also, I placed this the wrong way, but they can also have a mirror facing here. That's how that works. So it's going to be the 3 walls in a row here. Just for defending site and normal. Feet holes here for people trying to walk up through the hallway. Here's 1 safe rotate. Here's another safe rotate. That's 2 rotates you should have. Trophy hop-in's a threat, so I'll make holes here for the trophy hop-in. That guy's threatened the whole time. These holes kind of make it so that you can hold dining breach from solar stairs, or if you have trophy control, right? That makes it so that the west main players can't just hop in for free, and it makes it so you can hold dining. Everything else is for top floor. You could have the bathroom defaults on this side, like the solar side hold every time is going to be these holes, these kind of, you know, setup if you want to play by here. It's going to be the same standard every single time. You have the hatch, and then the office holes are the same again. If you want to have tube cage strat, you're going to have to sacrifice one of the reinforcements to add another one to make it a quad wall reinforce here, so you can play tube cage strats above and then hold down the vert. But yeah, basically the reason why this wall is so incredibly important is because you can play half wall, right? You want to play half wall, you play this wall. There's no long angle here. Now that you have half wall control, look at the vert it gives you. It gives you vert all over where the default plant spot is and the dining table. If they come through kitchen side instead or solar, you have the hatch control. If they're on big window, have no fear. Look at this. I can go into closet. I can make angles through this wall, and I can stop the bomb plant on the bomb chassis from inside closet. It's really cool. Life is really great. Right. Boom. All the bomb plant spots from here. Okay. Okay, basement. You're going to reinforce off the 2 wine walls. You can extend it to boiler, but that's pro league. Feet holes here. You just want to make it hard for the enemy to get to that wine door, right? Like, that's the whole idea. It just makes it a little bit more aids. If it was double reinforced, it'd be so easy to walk up. Head holes here just makes this breach harder to justify for the enemy. I like to rotate on this side. It's like a lose-lose situation. One of them gives you a deep angle from the stairs. One of them gives the angle from blue. I'd rather just sacrifice the blue angle. I don't fucking know. You're gonna obviously want to double reinforce these front walls right here. Then you want the hatches, right? So for this one, obviously, if you want to walk up and down the staircase, that wall is going to be an issue. So you're going to get the hatch above and connector. And then you're also going to get this bar stock wall just to make sure they can't see you walking up and down the staircase. And then you're going to get the dining hatch. It depends if you have a roamer. I think it's actually more powerful when you have roamers to leave this open so that they can, like, if they're going for backside execute, they can get on top of the hatch. That's not the plan. But if you're going for more of a bunker strat, this is how I would do it. Obviously, adjustments you can make. If you have a mirror, then this is like the one time where reinforcing this is good. And if you have a mirror, then you obviously need to put the holes right next to it right here, right? And then that was be the one time this is good. Other notes, Azami is like a super must for this site. I mean, there's a bunch of Azami guides out there. I'll make an Azami setup for every single like site later on. And it's gonna be late. It's not gonna be today. We do not have time to show that today. Mirror setup for every single site. Azami setup for every single site. Today is just holes and reinforcements. Holes and reinforcements, chat. Holes and reinforcements. We're keeping it simple. Fucking 9 hours of my life, chat.
Is it gay to shave your ass?
No. Actually, I don't know. Never done it. Alright, top floor consulate. Reinforce this wall so that they can't wall bang you from places. Reinforce this wall. We're gonna do head holes across this one. And I like not really head holes on this one because I don't want to get cut off. This one's actually quite good for shooting the chonkas on the glow plant spot. So that's kind of the reason people do that one. I really like this being the reinforced wall. I'm so sick of the other one for ranked because this one just lets me kind of walk back and forth through like this choke point, right? So I like it being here. Everyone else, you're wrong, at least for ranked, okay? Now, you're going to want to reinforce off the projector wall. Going to want to reinforce off the whiteboard wall so you can actually play in this whiteboard corner. Do you want feet holes here, though? Hello, Fett. I love you, baby. Hello, Thor. Hello, guys. How you guys doing? Why aren't you doing it? So they can't run at your guys here. And then you want to reinforce off this wall so that they get break control. You can't just make a long angle onto your break door. And then the most common setup I see these days is actually triple reinforced with the C4 ripped. If you want to hold an admin, that's completely up to you. I would make a rotate on this side if you want to actually fight into admin and put a zombies here. But the most common setup I see nowadays is going to be the rotate over here, the quad reinforced wall so you can't get wall banged from anything, and the guy sitting in here with a C4 ripped, ready to go. Right, that's it. Right, boom. Basement, quite a mirror dependent site, I would say. So you're going to reinforce off these walls. I personally like this wall reinforced so that you can sit on the pillar. Completely up to you. This wall is a must. And this is a great mirror wall. Right, but if you don't have mirror, it's fine. Just great mirror wall, have a general. Pulls up here, lets you see over onto breach. Rotate to get into garage. Rotate here. I like the wall on this side. I know some people like it on the other side. I like it so that I can walk through the rotate safer. Mirror on this wall. Quite cool. Lets you also see breach in yellow. You can test. Whatnot. And then backside, I would almost always have this wall reinforced because this is the most important wall for the enemies to get. If they get backside, I don't trust my teammates to flex reinforce off. I like to have that wall reinforced and then this wall soft. That way, if I want to like wall bang down the hallway and like try to get lucky on people, I can. And then after that, it's just hatches and this backside. Obviously, probably want to reinforce off this backside wall. They can't just get in for free. If you want to hold a bit more aggressively in this backside, I would reinforce off this so that you could play in the backside. That's it for that floor. And then after that, it's just going to be the hatch that goes directly into sight. So if you're just holding down sight, that's going to be the most important thing to get. Yep, so this is super important. If you don't want them to thermite trick this, big feet holes across this, Now they can't thermite that wall and blow that hatch open. Yeah, no, it's probably the next most light site. Also a great mirror site. A lot of Consulate is all just great mirror sites. All right, so you're gonna make feet holes here. Might want to make a rotate here, but just to deny this guy from hopping in and getting shit for free. Reinforced wall goes on this side. If you were to put a mirror, you would put it here, and then rotate goes on this side. Double reinforce off these walls. Don't give the enemy that. This wall, right? They will get a long angle on the site if they get this wall open. That's annoying. Double reinforce off this wall. In competitive, people will hold bench with feet holes because they know how to extend to bottom spiral and look back into sight. I'm not going to expect that out of you guys. I think it's going to add a lot more to your plates. So I would reinforce off this, and then I would reinforce off this just so your life is easier. I actually think it's really beneficial to have feet holes here if you're able to learn how to play your spacing correctly around the printer side. Like if you know how to play this position, and this is actually much superior because like that just gives the enemy an easy entry. And if they like take through top and you don't have side control because they have vert over it, it's whatever, but I'm gonna reinforce it just because it's probably easy for you guys. And then up top, the really important walls to get are going to be the CEO wall, right? Like this. Do you guys prefer playing with the hatch open or no? Like what would, do you guys play vert or no? Leave the hatch open? Okay. So this is vert. It's super important. Yes, open, hurt. If you don't want to hold it, reinforce the hatch. I'm going to make a grave call here, chat. I'm going to make a grave call here. I'm going to say something crazy, chat, that you're not going to like. I'm going to reinforce the hatch because I don't trust people in ranked to play the vert properly here. Okay, chat? I don't think you're going to hold down vert properly enough as a team. If you do, it's fine. Just keep the hatch closed. Fuck it. Have them drop into something bullshit. Then the other really important wall, if you want to hold vert, is this one, so you can actually play around the vert positioning without getting banged from the people on the other side of the map. But yeah, I would say this is like the best rank setup I could think of. Obviously, comp is going to be a lot more vert heavy, but this is the best rank setup I could. Teller's Archives last. My stomach was not happy with whatever the fuck I just ate. Okay, Teller's Archives is a very basement heavy site, because look how small this site is. All of it's fucking soft floor. So basically you're holding from underneath. It's just stacking C4s and planting out underneath Teller's Archives. That's the proper way to strategize it. Holy shit, why did I stop reinforcing that? Toilet, yeah, I blew that shit up, gang. I literally blew that shit up smooth, gang. Reinforce every single hatch. You can actually make this hatch droppable. I mean, it's up to you. I'm gonna leave it soft. I'm gonna see how I feel about that in a bit, but you're gonna reinforce these 3 walls in sight. That way, enemies just can't get into sight for absolutely no reason. I'm going to reinforce this wall, just so, you know, you can actually play on this staircase. It's one of the most important bunker positions. You're gonna make feet holes across this wall so the enemies are threatened if they want to go from there. You're going to reinforce this wall, and then you're going to reinforce off this outer wall. The important thing here is, I mean, you can make a rotate into this. You can make however you want. You don't know exactly. The important thing is to have this wall reinforced so that the enemies can't take garage over. Oh, I remember now. So you do actually want this hatch to be opened, so that like the enemy feels threatened to walk up and lurk on your boys on this side, right? I like reinforcing the middle of this wall, especially if you have a mirror. So you can place a mirror here and look into sight. In terms of rotates, you can either do it here, you can either do it here. It's really just personal preference, up to you at that point. But regardless, it's good to have, essentially, what the idea is you just have a pulse just playing underneath here, and then everyone else is just playing basement to kind of protect you while they go for the plant onto what this site is. Yeah, so that's really it. Here should be all the window hop-ins. Yep, there you go, window hop-ins. And then, obviously, the doorway should be around here. No, actually, it's further out in the hallway here. And the main thing is just being careful about people wanting to walk on you. Okay, Starting with basement. I think basement's probably the most popular one. Is it head holes on garage or single reinforced? It just depends if you have someone who's going to hold it. Okay, head holes here. Look at main garage. I would put the head holes on this left side because in ranked, like think about it, if someone hits just backside, this is less leverage in sight. This is more leverage, like, you know what I mean? That's more leverage in sight. Sorry. Crouch rotate here, make it kind of high because you want to shoot util through this. Vault rotate over here. Flex reinforce raw here. This is where you're going to be able to sit most of the time. I think for double reinforce the server walls, obviously. I'm going to basically teach you guys a bunker because I think the bunker is the most translatable thing. Holes on this side over here. Holes across the garage wall. Now, big thing, the guy asked my chat question, do I make the garage holes or not? It depends if you're gonna hold garage or not. I think if you don't have faith in your teammates holding garage, you can defend, you can reinforce it, right? But put a BP here, you think someone can actually hold it for you, you should hold garage. Because look at this angle, man. This is a great angle on garage, man. Look at this. You can find all the sight from it. It's really great. Really cool angle. Really great angle. All the hatches are really important. There's so many hatches to get, so you want 2 people at least getting hatches, right? There's 2 lobby side hatches, the elevator hatch and the lobby hatch. There's 2 open area hatches that go into sight, and then there's a blue hatch. I'm gonna do this strat as if we're holding blue, okay? Because I feel like that's the easiest thing strategy to do. But again, don't reinforce the blue hatch if you're not holding blue. That's the biggest mistake, right? A lot of these things you can delegate. All right, bang. That's all the hatches above. Right, this is sight hatch, red hatch, vault hatch, elevator hatch. Then this. Again, if you have a guy on the staircase or in the server, which is usually what rank people do, and you should do, because they don't get an enemy free plant, you should reinforce this hatch, and you should play in server just so they can't just get to this wall for free and start going for plant. If not, don't do it. After this, it's personal preference on where you want the last couple reinforcements to be. I'm gonna do sight. So there's options here, right? If you like to roam, you should reinforce these walls. Okay, you should reinforce these 2 walls because if they get an angle onto the main stairs, you can no longer walk up and down the staircase, but it's ranked. I don't think people are going to do that, so I'm going to do what I would do actually when ranked, which is just reinforce this wall so you have more ability to move around sight, you know, make your ranked lives a little easier, and reinforce this wall. And that actually gives you like kind of like a nice mobility around sight, right? Like, say you're the smoke player, right? You're gonna sit, you know, on this wall. You're gonna come over here. You're gonna shoot your smokes. You're gonna like play back on this wall. If people are like trying to chow you, I would actually open this up if you had reinforced this wall instead. Play up in here, throw your C4, etc, etc, etc. That's how that works, man. Actually, maybe we reinforce this wall instead. Maybe if you reinforce this wall, you move the reinforcement from that deep wall to this wall. And that way, you can actually, like, see into sight from this angle. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. But also, garage angle kind of fucks this, so maybe not. Also, if you want to chow garage, like, I think the best garage chow angle, I think, is, like, here. Right? It's, like, some crazy bullshit. I died to this, like, quintillion times. Just a pixel peek on the garage. Stupid as fuck. So, yeah. Okay, top floor, a very castle heavy site. I'm just gonna give you guys a very like bog standard like default one. I'm not gonna give you guys something complicated, okay? So you're gonna reinforce these 2 walls, CEO. Actually, you know what? I have more faith. I have more faith in you guys to do kind of like default holes. Knee holes here. You're gonna reinforce the 2 middle walls. The reason I put that reinforcement on the right side there is because you were doing the middle walls, right? If that wall was breakable into janitor, which is a huge power position, this would be terrible, right? This would be terrible on all accounts. Now I'm blocked from the long angle, but now my sight players can still chow top square from those holes. Okay? Next to, we need 4 more walls. We're going to reinforce off the 2 E3 walls because look at this cut from the rappel. Terrible cut. Reinforce this shit. At least you're aware most of your kind isn't. Oh shit. Damn. You're talking crazy shit to this guy. And then the stock is over here. Super important control. It lets you control up to the hallway and protect your janitor player. And then you're going to make feet holes here. So now here's how this works, right? This guy can help out the stock player for the players hopping in the window. It's a threat. The stock player can chow windows, chow curve, make it this guy's life easier. You probably want a shield here almost all the time. It helps you play in the hallway. The inner player is going to be able to deny all the windows, right, from left and right side. All the repellents. Last wall can go here. And then you can either do feet holes or like break that open completely. If you're playing close, we're doing basic setup today where we'll do feet holes and break that cabinet. And then, yeah, basically you can play a long angle DMR all the way in Trump. Yes, it is a real setup. It's called Trump. Go call out. You can barricade off your windows. And now look, you have the window repellent, plants denied. You have long angles on the top square. You can help out your boys. If you want to make these holes too, you can help out your boy from here, but you're see from repels. These are some like Yao Ming holes you can make if you want to help the walk up from red stairs. And this is if you want to help the guys playing stock side. And then in terms of castle barricades, I would just say like the ones that are always good are going to be this castle barricade. I'm not going to make the fancy ones that let you play close windows. That's for another day for Pro League. This blocks off the windows from holding your rotates on this side. This blocks off the Batman repel right there from killing you. So this is a good one. This blocks off the kind of the guy on like this blocks off the ATM repel guy from killing you. And then like so does this, I guess. So you can also do this one so you can like walk around like a free man. These are just really easy castle barricades. That way, you can just play here for fun, have a great time. You're not really too bothered by, you know, being shot while you're traversing your territory. Open area, I am going to do actually more bunker oriented strat to show you guys because I feel like it's more helpful for the scrubs and the noobs to like. The thing about open area is it's very useful to hold top floor, but it takes away a lot of reinforcements in sight, and when it takes away a lot of reinforcements from sight, people don't realize how AIDS it is to move in sight, and you get hit by sight, and people don't know how to translate that top floor control into helping sight because, well, kitchen is still, you know, hard for it. We're gonna do a bunker, okay? So this angle, get into E-box, really AIDS, looks into sight, reinforce that shit. Feet holes here, make it hard to walk through. Open area window hop in, very threatening. Feet holes here, make it hard to walk through. Reinforce this wall so they can't just wall bang a long angle deep into sight right from outside the window. How annoying is it when they're outside this window and they're just cutting off the entirety of sight? Very annoying. Make that not an option. I would double reinforce these walls actually, because again, they can wall bang through these walls. Like they can wall bang through this wall, through this wall, through the window, and make a really annoying cut into sight on your movement. Reinforce this wall, right? Make sight as easy as possible to hold. Okay, reinforce the cans in the wall, right? Make sight as easy as possible to hold. Okay, standing rotate here. You can make a crouch rotate here, wherever you think is more viable for yourself. And then obviously the quad wall, I'm actually only going to reinforce 3 because I need 2 for the hatches. Okay, and the reason for that being is we should have an archive cellar roamer. All right. So I'm going to only reinforce 3. If you want to reinforce 4, you need to sacrifice one of the 2 walls over there, like one of these 2. I'm only going to reinforce 3. Thank you for teaching. I got you, Chrome Dome. Make head holes here, and this will hold for people walking close to your Archives Tellers player, which is actually a pretty cool player. So I wanted this side so it doesn't get a long angle. Okay, so Archives Tellers player will be over here, right? He can hold down everyone pushing from bottom square side. He could shoot the ace charges over here. You realistically should have a guy here, but if you don't have it ranked, I'm so sorry, but this is the standard setup. You can hold flat lobby side. If the enemy team is trying to go to walk through elevator on your backside, then he's going to have a rotate to help your boys, right? He's going to be able to get through this rotate. If they want to drop stop hatch, he's going to come here and fight stock hatch. That's why Archive Tellers is so important. Okay, 2 hatches to get are stock hatch and janitor hatch. We are, again, playing a bunker strat, right? If you wanted to play with both these hatches open and to roam top floor, you would have to sacrifice a lot of the site setup. I'm gonna make you guys play bunker. Okay, but if you wanted to hold top floor, you need a lot of reinforcements. You need these 2 Janny walls, right? You need like it's the top floor. You need these 2, stock walls. You need these 2 E3 walls. It's a lot. 6 reinforcements to take away from sight. So you have to basically sacrifice that. Teller's Archives. This one, I don't think you have a choice. This one, you have to hold top floor down. The site is just like mega shit to hold without vert. So basically, you do want to double reinforce these walls, right? Double reinforce these walls, pretty standard. Don't let the enemy team get a long angle into sight. You can actually make holes all across this. If you have basement control, you can look basically, if the enemy is taking vert on you, you can use this holes to make basement long angles in the plant spot. But again, this is ranked. If you're just playing in tellers to play in tellers, then don't do that. Here's that default rotate near sight, and then you want to extend open area. Okay, so open area is the same concept. We're going to triple reinforce these walls and kitsch. Thank you for the 12 raiders, Cosmic Dots. I really appreciate you. Yes, I'm making a vid. I'm making a setup guide on every single side ever recorded in the history of mankind. Holes here, again, makes it hard for the enemy to walk in for free and get that bottom square control and just try to attack into archives. Now, this is a bit unorthodox. I like holding into lobby. Okay, I like holding elevator control on lower. Okay, this is going to be like a weird rank strat for you guys where, because I'm not going to teach you a complete comp strat where everything synergizes, I'm going to teach you power positions. All right, so lobby is I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of it, okay, chat? Because if I'm here, I'm holding this control. Now if they're trying to walk lobby, look how much I can fight and help my teammates out in sight. If I'm getting pressed, if they open my wall, I fall back here. Look how much I can help, and I can cover the sight walking, right? From all the way over here, right? That's all the way in deep in sight walking. Just from all the way over here, right? That's one power spot. Power spot number 2, open area. And then finally, power spot number 3, I will finally get into it. Going above is going to be top floor. All right, so power spot number 3 is going to be this top floor. You have 3 more reinforcements. You're going to reinforce this wall, and this is going to be that close window setup I didn't want to show you guys when I first played. Okay, when I first played here, and when I was on CEO, I didn't want to show you this because I thought it would be too much for CEO. Your CEO should be simple. This site, you need it, all right? So 1, you want to play close by this cabinet. This cabinet's your bread and butter, okay? You can get wall bang from repels. So you're going to barricade off this, right? 2, you want to play over here, okay? This will let you play close by this rotate. And now you're playing by the rotate, right? 3, if you want this holes, you can. You don't have to. If you want to be more aggressive and contest top square, you can. But again, you don't have to. You're not obligated, because you're trying to play vert here. You're not trying to, like, be known to the enemy, right? You're not trying to be like that kind of nuisance. You can play here with a zombie, but look at the dominion you have, right? Boom, that's gonna be archives door, right? Boom, that's gonna be archives site, right? Boom, archives window, right here, right? All of site vert, just for you to hold, right? Boom over here, teller's door, right? I have teller's door vert. Boom over here. I have teller's other door, right? So you're a vert player, you make it how you want it, but because you're able to play close windows here and traverse top floor really easily, that's how you're able to do it. If you want to make it so that you can rotate around more easily, maybe you barricade this window, right? So you're not just caught off that rappel as you're walking through. Maybe if you want to play, like, I don't know, you put the castle, you can even pocket one too. But that's that. Clubhouse, super simple. Feet holes right side blue, reinforce the middle of blue. Blue is super important on this map. We're doing a bunker setup for basement. I think it's the best thing for beginners to learn. rotates here to let you play blue. Reinforce this wall because this is a power spot. You don't want to get wall banged on it while you're trying to play blue. Major miss, thank you for the prime sub. I really appreciate you. Dirt tunnel, super important reinforcement that so many ranked players miss, and then they just get lurked on from dirt tunnel. It's just terrible. Always get this. All the maps except Clubhouse Lair, yes. Yes. Yeah, fall back, right? If you don't have people playing in dirt, then you need to barricade it off, right? Simple as that. Okay, rotates. One standing. This is the one that's going to hold the hatch drop when they get it open. One crouch. This is the one that you want to aggress and go back into kitchen with. You want feet holes back arsenal. If they drop the hatch, they don't have bottom main presence. Look, I can stop the plants. I can stop default plant from back here, right? Really cool. All right, the church walls are going to reinforce the two facing main stairs. If you have the mirror and you want to play the console mirror, you can do it. Just remember to change your blue reinforcements if you want to play there. Because, look, you have that wall open. And then, look, if I have this mirror on this wall, then this angle can look directly at my mirror. That's from blue stairs. I don't know if you can see it. Dapper, zoom in. I'm probably not going to zoom in. That's blue stairs. That's going to see all the way to my mirror. I'm going to have to change the reinforcement to this wall if I'm playing that mirror. Just keep that in mind. 4 hatch is really important to get. Kitch hatch, moto hatch, and stock hatch. Was bro doing this for 4 hours? Yes, sir. I mean, I started out reacting to a Yardy video, but then I was just basically started doing this for 4 hours, basically. Kitch hatch, obviously, into sight. Super important. Doing fortress. I already did fortress. And yeah, blue hatch, and that's it. And you have one flex reinforcement, and you can use that flex reinforcement for reinforcing off the church wall. And so, like, let's say they're doing an execute, and all of a sudden you don't want to fight. You don't want to like fight this guy Moto anymore and like bottom main and threaten this anymore. I'm scared. I can flex reinforce off the church wall, triple reinforce it, call it a day, fries in the bag, and then I can play here safely with my shotgun and do whatever I want. Alright, bedroom, I would say. Next strongest site. Yeah, some CCs are pretty strong these days, but rotate on this side. Reinforcement on this side. Feet holes across, because gym is the most, like, safe attack plant spot, so feet holes across the whole thing. Rotate here. Vault. I actually like standing rotate here if they don't open the wall. But starting off the round, you don't want them rushing into bathroom, sprinting to the breach, and shooting you through the drone hole. But later in the round, I would open that up to standing. Double reinforce this wall. So here, the rotate, all that matters about this rotate is when you walk through it, are you exposed to this window, that window? As you can see, where did I walk into? Middle. Put the rotate in the middle. You are the least exposed to that window and that window. If you put it on this side, you are the least exposed to that window, but you can get wallbang from that window. If you put it on this side, not exposed to that window, exposed to that window. This makes it walk in one way. That's it. Okay. Rotate on this left side because the metal sheet blocks you as much as possible. Reinforce this wall so that you can't get wall banged while you're walking back and forth from Logi. Hop through, reinforce the outer wall. And then here is just going to be a CC extension. Yay! So you can make these holes, and this is why you're holding CC. Look at the window hop-ins. I have both window hop-ins covered, right? Double reinforce the CC walls. Double reinforce the outer CC walls. If you want to hold this a bit harder, I would say give up the reinforcement on this Logi wall and put it here. Because that, look at this angle on the garage. This guy can come up and get it cut onto the door. But honestly, it's ranked. I don't know if that's going to be too pertinent. But this is why CC is so powerful. It's because you have a long angle down into the windows. And you have a fucking press onto the windows from the outside. And that's the two main entry spots in attack. CCTV next. Sorry. So obviously, these two walls go outside. Just reinforce off these two walls. I'm going to give you this. I know I've been making a bunch of videos about super cool Pro League strats on this. We are not in Pro League. We are going to do the default thing because no one's going to go. I mean, hopefully no one's going to go clear you out with fucking perfect utility to require you to do a double garage reinforcement. Maybe, but like do a default garage reinforcement. Use it to deny this side, deny the wall. Obviously, reinforce all 4 walls, bottom garage. Boom. And then last three are going to go for construction sites. So this is your garage player. You can zombie here. Deny the breach. Deny that. And make holes all across the top of this thing for throwing utility. Denying the plant. Reinforce this wall. On. Reinforce this wall. Here. If you want, you can make logi drop holes, but then this guy can also prone and look at your door, so it's up to you. I put a wall in the middle red, very default. Should I shove my head in the breach for the breacher? I mean, I guess. And then this is the red, right? So you can fight this side, you can rotate through this side. Kind of how it goes. And then if they're jumping in and planting, you know, you could just shoot util here. Call it a day. Fries in the bag. Vault up here. CCC window. You know, if you want to help your garage player, vault up here. That's garage stairs right there. Bing, bang, boom. And then bar again. So like every time I get to these fourth bomb sites, in order to hold them properly, you need more and more and more complicated control. Bars like that, you basically need to do a gym bedroom setup in order to actually properly hold down bar. So the two really vulnerable spots are going to be stage, directly like next to stage for the plant, and then obviously strip side. So we're actually going to do, or should we do a strip extension? I want to make you guys do a strip extension because I believe in you guys. So reinforce the two outer walls for strip. Make holes here, make a rotate if you want. Reinforce the two stage walls, and then everything else will be for top floor. Everything else will be for top floor. Bars non-existent in rank. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to happen, but if you want to hold it, you have to hold above because it's the only way. All right, so double reinforce the outside jacuzzi walls, and you're basically doing a gym hold. You're basically doing a gym hold because, well, guess what? Gym is where all the vert oversight is, okay? And so I'm going to reinforce this wall, reinforce this wall, reinforce the wall that lets you get wall bang from gym window. Very, very important. All right, so yeah, same thing, right? Gym rotate here, rotate here, heat holes across this side, rotate here. Now, look, like what's the problem? This is the spot that you play vert to deny a stage plant, okay? What is the problem? Right, that is the problem. This is the problem. All right, reinforce this one. We did Calypso. I had 13 do Calypso for me, or Calypso Casino for me. Okay. And then this outer one, don't let them come in. Open this hatch. Boom. Now you can stop any stage plant coming through. If they want to come through and plant down here by like this other stage part, this is all the vert necessary to stop the plants on this side. Right. You can get that. If they want to play gym or stage or strip club side, then you can help your boy out over here. Otherwise, you're playing over here. Now, one unique thing you can do, you can play if you want to be crazy, like if you're a really frisky guy, right? You can play in kitsch. You could. Shouldn't. I don't think you should. You can barricade this off too. Look at this. Get you an angle. There's no vert that can be made above you. You could fight this to your heart's content. Gotta worry about bottom main though. Right? Gotta worry about bottom main. Throw a beeper there for yourself. Other than that, this could be a position. I don't like it personally. My cat is being literally insane right now. I'm freaking me out actually. But yeah, one more. If it's worth holding plant on vert if you don't have Consulate, especially low rank, I would say if you have Soulless. All these vert positions, if you have Soulless, you could be cool. All right, last map. Holy shit, we're almost there. 4-hour stream where I just sit down, record you every single site I can think of. Oh my fucking god. This map, head holes here for the Chonka lineup. All reinforce walls. I don't want to talk about no bullshit. Just reinforce these walls. Fries in the bag. In ranked, I know it's more common to fight operational because people are ass. Okay, in comp, it's bad to have this wall open. Because look, enemy gets in, they cut off your whole hallway. In ranked, I know, more common. I'll accept it. Reinforce this wall. Have a guy here. You can fight this, right? If you don't have a guy fighting this, double reinforce this wall. flies in the back. Okay. Over here, by top rocket stairs, you're going to want to reinforce this wall because this is the more aggressive cut that can hold on your cut, right? The more movement restricting one. And then over here, you can either have feet holes or a rotate, just completely up to you. I like feet holes to deny the window hop-ins and play top rocket stairs with, but that's up to you. I reinforce off this wall. I like to make a rotate on this side. Right, so I could play around here for people trying to come bathroom and people trying to come art. This is a rotate position right here. And this is also like kind of a rotate head holes hybrid, where you want to fight the breaches from. And then right here, I think the rotate should be on... I don't remember which side I had like the rotate on. Is it this side? Yeah. I think the rotate should be on this side. I'm having a bit of dementia now, but I think it's so, yeah, you can fight like this across the rotate, and then from here, you can actually make some really annoying head holes to deny this other side of the map. Reinforce this wall. Now you're going to start off with a rotate here, but this is a very easily kind of reinforced flex position. Make feet holes over here, and then bang. There's your little extension. You don't want to die to this, you know, hallway, right? But you extend on this side. When they come over here, you flex reinforce it off. Bang. And then bang. Now, in Pro League, because plant denial is such a huge thing, you will often see this strat, right? Where the whole wall's open, so you deny that. You have a shield on this doorway, and you're just bouncing fire onto the tuck plant spot on that pillar. And you can also bounce fire onto, onto where they're gonna thermite. But again, in Pro League, you're going to do it however you want to do it. I'll throw one more piece of ball at you guys, just because, I mean, this is going to be in the Azami setups for every site video, but Azami setup for every site, right here. You can play really aggressive here, stop the plants. Okay, lab, basement. After that, I'm going to do another bunker strat. I feel like that's more appropriate. Reinforce off the lockers wall. You do want to actually... extend into garage here. You're gonna reinforce off this close wall. 3 good bunker, extend in the garage. You're going to want to open the feet holes there. You're gonna want to reinforce 2 garage walls going to outer. So this wall actually bottom yellow is I think it's a toss-up. It just depends on how you want to play it. If you're holding garage down aggressively with your life, you could do this, but because it's ranked and your teammates are probably not going to listen to you and die, I would probably reinforce this wall off so you can at least peel off and play around this position more comfortably. In here, I like to reinforce this wall so you can at least play this tuck position. If they get, you know, blockers control, they can't just fucking wallbang you and kill you. It's also a good spot for a Mira. You're going to put a rotate to left of this, and this is a great power spot later in the round. Right here, tuck up in this corner. You know, good thing to throw in the enemy's lens. Make a rotate in the smack middle of this wall. You're gonna have 1, 2 hatches to reinforce. This reinforcement, I would say, Pro League, you always have this open, because in Pro League, you always have a guy holding blue stairs. I don't think that's going to happen in ranked, so I'm going to recommend you reinforce it off. But also in Pro League, it's very common to leave this open and then flex reinforce it off. And then next is just the 2 hatches up top. Very simple. First one is going to be an armory. You're just going to reinforce off this hatch. This is the one that goes directly into sight. Very important you have this reinforced off. And then the second one is just going to be this one in rocket. Next is going to be bunks briefing. Now this site is a site where it's kind of non-negotiable to hold vert. Okay, if you are playing this in solo queue, you should be soulless and you should be above. There's no way around it. I think this is literally just the only way to play this site. We're going to reinforce off all the walls on site. 6 walls on site. Okay. I think our green rotate, if you are feeling frisky, is a great idea. I think it is a great idea. Completely up to you, right? So get these 2 walls from this side of the map, walking over. Actually, I don't know how good like a feet hole here would be, just to kind of perturb them, like stop them from walking in. Let me go do tile force setup, because look, every single plant spot here on this site is deniable by vert. Okay, every single one. Every single one. Okay, that's why it's so incredibly important. So you want to have storage. Yeah, at the middle of the night. Storage hold, right? Very important. What does storage hold here do? Okay, look at the storage vert. That's going to look at the door plan, right? Very important plant spots from the storage vert. Okay, reinforce this wall. They can't hold you. Now, because you're not holding top floor as crazy as before, look what fucks you over. When you walk the rotate, you get seen by this. You're going to reinforce this wall. And then you're going to want to reinforce this wall. And this is going to allow you to basically play holding a full top vert hold. Just like basically the combination of these couple of walls. You rotate here. You reinforce this. And then I would say, last one, you don't even need to reinforce this wall, honestly. You could, actually. You could. It's not bad, but you can also flex reinforce off this wall later in the round. Completely up to you, right? Completely in the eye of the beholder. Okay. Right. You have hatch over here, control. You have hatch over here for sight. You can make holes above sight here for the breach walk-in. Right? Breach walk-in, sight vert. Look at all this vert over here. Look at all this vert over here. Bang. Right, I have breach. Oh, you don't have breach? You want the other side? Bang. I have the other side of the entire site. Hold on. I did not know these pipes. That's why people make the vert slightly back. Boom. I have the entire other side. That's site door from green side, right? Boom. I have fucking bunks. The guy wants to walk into bunks. I'm gonna kill him. Right? If, like, you get close enough, like, people like to tuck in this corner and plant, you can kind of see feetsies from here. Right, so this kind of position has all the vert. The storage basically makes it so that you can at least help your boy out and make sure they're not dying to anything while people are going for a vert hold. And then here's where things get a little bit, like, you know, dependent on what you want to hold. If you want to play out in green stairs area, I would actually recommend putting a rotate here. But it's just completely up to you. If you want to play here on green stairs, it's a great power spot. That protects your storage guy. If not, I would just reinforce this off, call it a day, and just go about the hold that I showed you guys doing. But yeah, really modular. We can play however you want to play it. Life is good. Last site. Briefs. This last site is terrible. This last site is so bad, but I will show you guys anyways. The most important thing is that you have holes to deny the plant on this doorway, right? The door does it, but also have some holes. I would say just reinforcing middle of the wall is good here. If you want to play more aggressively by the door, I think this is probably this reinforcement would be most reasonable, right? If they get the breach open, you can have these holes all for the walk-in, right? The reason I say this reinforcement is because this is what the Shopify Rebellion or Spoits team does with the Mira on this wall, and it also lets you sit around this door better. You can also double reinforce this wall, but you know, I think just gives too much plant pressure, right? Backside reinforcements, honest to God, I think you should extend out backside to filter stairs, but I actually do see like the case where this kind of comes back to bite you, and also we're talking about ranked, so I would reinforce out. The reason I say you should extend out is because I think like having a lobby player is necessary here. So the closest thing that can do it is going to be a person coming through here, fighting back through med, and getting back to lobby control, and then you're kind of in a great spot, right, to like fight back through range, which is where every single attacker will come from, right? But that's why I think if you're able to put a rotate into, like, you know, here and then also here, these two players can help each other, make sure they don't get lurked on. But obviously I understand this is ranked, that might not be the case. You don't want to get backstabbed, you don't want to worry about this and that and the other. So maybe just like put a trapper here to keep this rotate open so you can at least have that option. But overall, like, I don't know, I would try to keep that option open. For above, the only control you need is operational. So it would just be very, very simple. You would just reinforce the two, you know, mask walls to your right, so you're not gonna get wall banged. And then you have a mask mirror now, operational mirror. Now you have her all over the primary site. The hatch. This is where everyone tries to plant the bomb. Yada yada. Right? Really cool. Additionally, I'm going to show like kind of alternate ways to set up that armory wall. I think there's a lot of ways to do it if you do want to hold this down. If you want inspiration on how to set up armory, if you really want to make the site work, I would watch people holding basement actually in Pro League, because in basement they try to hold down armory as a roam mainly. But I'll give a couple more like examples of what you can do. Like one of the ways you can shift the reinforcements around is you could actually have like kind of like a rotate kind of deal here, reinforce off this right wall. Take feet holes here, then put a crouch mirror or something, or like a standing mirror, however what you want to do it, on this side, and then also reinforce off this wall on this side too, right? And now what you kind of have instead is, look, now they can't walk up to that door, and now if they try to hard breach, you can like throw a C4 through and break the hard breach off of the wall. Right, and you kind of deny them for that long. And if they pop this wall open, then you just back up, right? It's a lot safer here because now they don't have this pixel angle onto you, right? And if they try to go for plant here, and like you're sitting far back, well, guess what? You can pop the mirror and essentially get the same effect, right? And you can play behind the pillar, stop the plant spot on the wall. Very cool. Anyways, holy shit. All right, so we're on the Calypso Casino part. It's a new map, and sadly, I haven't played enough of it to feel comfortable enough to give you what the proper setups would be, but you know who has? The number 3 champion, King George Stack Regular 13. I've recruited him into the call. Number 3 champion. He's going to show you guys and teach me what the proper setups are on Calypso Casino on every single site. All right, guys, this is 13. He's like champ. I don't know. What are you? Champ fucking quit, like fucking 4?
Number 3 right now.
You're champ 3?
Number 3.
Champ 3, yes, chat. This is 13. He's champ 3. He's gonna teach us how to set up Calypso Casino because I don't know, and pros don't know because I don't play enough rank. But 13 plays a lot of rank. 13 plays 500 matches of rank.
I mean, we're really spearheading the strats here.
Yeah. Type shit, bro.
Okay, I would.
Let's go top.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the order of like popular site to least popular site?
It's 50-50. Most people go top or bottom. Like,
let's top that shit.
I prefer bottom. I prefer bottom because typically you have denial, and it's like a denial-based site to me.
Let's go top. Top is simple. Okay.
Top is simple.
Okay, listen. I know. Well, I'll start off with what I know. I know you reinforce the outside walls. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, you're really spearheading.
I'm really letting them know.
Always shoot that wall for drones, by the way. That's
oh shit! I was just showing chat. I shot it to show people that it goes outside.
Before you reinforce it,
you do like knee holes here, or no?
Yes, I definitely do because like, even if they open it, it's not very threatening.
Okay.
So I do knee holes like everyone else.
Yeah, that way you got a one-way. You got a one-way shot. That's why you can put it over here. Boom, boom. They can't really shoot your head because you're blocked by this, but you got a one-way on them. Okay, and then
force them to use some utility. This is super discretionary. I actually don't make a full rotate here because there's a door there anyway. I do head holes across the whole thing, and then I do a vault towards the kitchen side because that allows you to, like, if you need to, you can rotate, but you don't really need a full rotate here.
And then obviously, so people don't get
because a lot of people, exactly. A lot of people open that lobby wall, and if you have this a full rotate here, it just makes it more vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like most people, no one has ever reinforced there, like ever. You want this open. Definitely reinforce those 2 lobby walls.
Yeah, the lobby walls, they can't get the long angles here. Yeah. Fuck all that, bro.
I've seen some people do mirror strats. It's not worth it.
Okay, when I was playing in the Timmy tourney, I had a rotate here and really flex reinforce it off.
Yeah, I would. So I understand doing it on that side because you can kind of see tequila.
Oh, but you don't want to get them like a lurk in.
Yeah, it gives them a lurk in, and if you can't get the reinforcement, it's harder to get the reinforcement off from there because you're exposed to tequila hallway more.
Yeah.
But if you do it here, you're not exposed. You like the pillar covers.
You vault or crouch? Vault or crouch?
I usually do vault because
yeah, you don't want to give them a free lurk in if they kill your guy in kitchen, basically.
Sometimes.
Oh my god, you so smart, bro. You so smart, bro.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, that's how you
this
do
is
it.
really like this room right here, barista, is really a time torch room. Like it's a room you're gonna give. You're never gonna hold this the whole round if they want it. You should really kind of have 2 people here in most instances with the way people push. People are always gonna push pebbles, which is that outside room or sunroom, as some people call it. People are always gonna push through tequila hall. You want 2 people in here early on. Like
2 people here. Might want to shield here with some Wamais. You know, shields, Wamais, bang.
Yeah, it's a little vulnerable there.
Wait, hold on. I'm whipping out the Wamai so people can see. I don't know.
Why is huge here? There's so many places to stack Wamais on that tequila side. That's where everyone dumps utility from. There's like a lamp in there or like a chandelier.
You like it like here, or like looking all the way down? Like
I actually don't put a shield all the way up there. I put a shield near the pillar because like this, yeah. And then I have my guy on the other side of the pillar covering my pebbles because there's gonna be 2 people in here. Like I have my teammate play the other side of the pillar and fight that room basically. Like, that's a decent
and then you
fight,
fall off.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, type shit. Okay,
once you get your shield, once you get like a ying, something like that, like reinforce.
All right.
And then make holes over that wall. It's great for nitros. Always do that, because then they're scared and barista the whole time. It's a great room for nitros. It's a very small room too, so it's like never safe to be in unless they open the wall.
So smart. All right, this is where I get confused. I have no idea.
This is where a lot of people change stuff. Some people do knee holes or let's talk about this wall first. This wall, you can make a rotate on the right side as some people do, or the left side, whichever one you want, like a crouch one. A lot of people do a crouch rotate because they don't want aqua control to be round over.
Yeah.
I've seen some people reinforce it because they kind of give aqua more. Personally, I like to really try to hold aqua because a lot of people
Let's do hold aqua. Let's do hold aqua. Let's do the most aggressive option.
So definitely make a rotate there. Make a rotate on this this wall right here on the left side, standing or crouched. This lets you kind of hold control sight if you keep aqua a little bit. If you open up the other side, it just makes it so aqua can see into cigar too much, or sorry, rather into pool. I would reinforce the other side of that rotate. That way they can't see from the door in aqua hall all the way into pool table.
Would you reinforce this, or would you feet holes here or something?
Everyone does feet holes here usually because
you don't want people going up the hallway for free. Yeah,
the hallway push is just brutal. Usually put a barbed over there too, like deeper in this hallway. I actually a lot of times I will have a teammate play ratty here because like a thorn or something with a shotgun. No joke.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a shotgun hallway.
It's
is really
very
powerful.
much.
It's surprisingly powerful to have someone here because it's easy to rotate back to site. It's easy to hit tequila flank. It's just a good spot to hold.
And then this wall.
Stairs. Yeah, definitely controversial. I've been doing head holes recently because a lot of people take that desk over there in lobby, and if you do knee holes, then they can just dominate you. But as long as if you have head holes, at least they're kind of scared. But you can do knee holes there. I prefer head holes. You have to be careful of that window right there. That window has a dangerous angle. Be very careful in this rotation.
Okay.
If it ever gets opened, the thing is that window is so out of the push that most people don't hold it for too long. So you're usually safe here. Yeah. Just be conscious of that window.
Do you have flex? Like, do you ever flex reinforce this off if they do want to come aqua side or something?
Usually I don't, because even if you lose aqua, you can kind of fight it from the closet rotate. I don't know. I usually keep this open no matter what. The only thing I might flex rotate is that aqua rotate right there occasionally if it's just getting too hectic and there's like a shield.
Yeah. Do you ever have any of these like closed ever, or just always open both?
Sometimes I've had teammates close these head holes if they keep getting killed from that cheese window, but that window is just so useless in my opinion. Like it doesn't hold L desk. Like one of the power positions here is L desk in cigar. Like you're gonna play a shotgun, not that one, the one in cigar. You're not exposed to that window just by playing here at all. You know, like as long as you're actually crouched up on this desk, like close to fight kitchen.
Yeah,
you're gonna be fine. So,
and if it got into your head, if you had to reinforce one of these, which ones would you reinforce?
I really wouldn't do either, but I guess I would say the south one, probably like this one right here on the right, the right one. Sorry.
Oh.
Right here. Yes, that left head hole is pretty good for like smoking and stuff from L desk if you need to.
Yeah, I guess the only other flex reinforcement I do is like if they're scared of their breach, maybe you do this.
Yeah, it's actually a site where you usually have like 2 flex reinforcements, like no matter what. So that I'd say the 2 ones you're gonna flex the most are barista, the first one you did, and then that one. Aqua is rare. I pretty much never reinforce aqua.
Oh, basement now? We go basement? Bang.
Yep, absolutely bang. Go basement. Definitely want a Cade and a bandit here. If we're talking beyond reinforcements, just bring denial.
I bring a Cade. You're so smart. You're such a good resource. You're so kind and smart.
So, starting with these reinforcements right here, a lot of people, right, these two reinforcements, the two singles over here, a lot of people open one, reinforce one, because you want to extend it to cash.
Yeah,
Most people will.
I've always seen the extension in the cache. I just don't know which one it is.
I like to reinforce that left one because in the end, people are always going to plant here. This is the default plant spot for 99% of basement attacks. And if you just open it for them and they smoke that yellow door over there, it's one of the easiest plants in the game.
Yeah, but is this not the only safe rotate though? Like this rotate, if they get to the yellow door, you're fucked, no? And the breach?
That's where I'll get to yellow. Yellow, we're going to hold. We're not giving up yellow like most people do.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it would be tough without yellow control.
Okay.
So I would make a rotate here. Some people even put a shield in front of this because there's a long angle from outside.
Yeah, from the breach, yeah.
Yeah. And if you have a Wamai, I mean, with how strong Wamai is right now, it's a pretty good position for a shield.
Yeah.
So I'd reinforce this, definitely Kate it. Sometimes we Kate it and bandit that wall.
Oh, make it, shit!
Make it hell.
Then you do this, and then you do this hatch, and then you...
Double, yep. And I don't play Kate a lot. You might be able to get the hatch.
I think you can get all three, yeah.
It's probably not that useful because it's soft floor, but it's worth trying.
You're worth trying, man.
And as of late, all the good stacks I've been playing, my team hasn't really been doing this. All the good stacks I've been playing have been just posting a roamer or two up here.
Yeah.
In that top green, but we can, yeah.
Banger.
I'll talk about that in a sec.
My video is literally just holes in walls, because it's for like, yeah, you can get both, but I mean you don't have to get both, but you get both. Bag. All right. They have a real little extension over here.
Yep.
Oh shit, is that important?
That is a hatch you want to get, yes.
Oh, I'll go ahead and get that one.
1, 2, 5, 6. Okay.
Where the fuck?
Here on your right, you're in this room.
Oh, banger.
So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I might modify this when I teach. Actually, I don't know. I feel like this is a cute like video. Do you want? Okay. Because it's gonna be weird. Because it's be like me teaching everything else and then me begging you to teach me. Do you want to be in it or do you not?
Well, I don't mind. I don't mind. So here, we want to rotate between sites, believe it or not. Crazy take.
Wow.
I like to do it on... I'm going to start doing it on this side. So yeah, the left side right here. Definitely a rotate here. And then I like to rotate on the right side here. Some people do it on the left side, but I like it on the right side because yellow stairs gets a less powerful angle onto you. And yellow stairs you cannot keep because there's dirt on it.
Yeah.
Make a hole above that reinforcement, by the way, for nitros. Super important.
Oh, bang.
Mostly more. It's gonna be more left, but yes.
Field right here,
perfect. Bang. I do either like a crouch rotate or holes there because we like to play in this elevator. We like to post someone up here. And we do get that hatch typically. Sometimes we actually don't get the green hatch because once they get green top, but it's subjective. Obviously get double vault.
And then you like also you put all that on this bit.
Absolutely. Definitely. Oh, this is key. I know this is reinforcements, but this Cade is so powerful. Put this Cade on the top bar of the reinforcement, on the bar on the left. Left reinforcement. Yep, middle of the left reinforcement. Right. Like in the middle of this one, on top.
Huh?
Yeah, on the bar, a little lower. Just lower. Like horizontal on the bar. Higher. Perfect. That is an unnadeable Cade. I know it sounds crazy.
Why are you linking this, bro? All the fucking casuals are gonna fucking...
Dude, that Cade is so difficult to nade. I promise you, I've had so many teams waste 4 nades and they just don't get that Cade.
Do you like these head holes here? Like these?
On one wall, yes. The other wall, no. Because a lot of times, because of that Cade, we're able to keep vault. And so we just do like a full crouch vaulting rotate on one of these reinforcements.
And which one's
completely opinion. I do this left one because if you keep... This lets you do the vault up in vault to hold it a lot easier.
Yeah. And then you reinforce this one?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
That way you can play a little more in vault without being dropped from
server. Yeah, that way like you don't come here and you're cut off from the doorway.
Yeah. And then last reinforcement is in that server room. For the locker wall.
rockers. Wow. Crazy setup.
Pretty nice. It gets the job done. You're never gonna keep this.
Go outside. Oh shit.
There's a great spawn peak right there. Most people know about that one at this point, though.
I don't fucking play this game. You ever put like put like feet holes here, like knee holes? No?
I mean, there's not really any. I do head holes sometimes, but this is just it's not. Yeah, a lot of times people go for the green side take, like especially when we're holding yellow. When people see we're holding yellow with like a shield and a shotgun, they'll just full go green side right here, this cash side, and so those feet holes aren't too impactful. Most people attack from this side, and you just have to play your long angles. You have to play that yellow control really strong.
Yeah.
The next site that everyone goes, a lot of people go blackjack. So I'll show the conventional strat for this. The key to this site is that vertical can hold all of blackjack, which is the common plant spot. This wall right here on your other way, that wall goes to the outside. So like just instinctually everyone wants to plant by this wall. You know, smoke plant. Obviously double reinforce this. So the keys are gonna have to hold up top, but just double reinforce it. Hopefully you guys still have denial at this point. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna make this video. Yep.
Some people have been extending it to server. I think it's or into secret in the other room. I think that's kind of useless. Back in the other room.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh.
These two reinforce. You can extend here, but there's just no need. It doesn't help you hold the site at all. Like in my opinion, this is just a useless room. Just reinforce it. Just open it. You don't hold this room. Once they open that outside breach on you,
yeah,
I know. Once they open that outside breach, you're just stuck in there. Like it's not even a power position. A power position has to be powerful.
That's hilarious.
It's just you're never getting out of there. Like one Capita, one nade, and it's over. One shield.
Yeah.
That here a lot of people do. Yeah, a lot of people do head holes or like even knee holes. Maybe even a rotate. That's fine because you can look over that desk. Maybe deny the plant with a bulletproof. And even if they get this control, you're still going to be holding vert, so it's not a big deal. Pretty much every other reinforcement is going to go up top in my strategy book.
Put a feet hole right here.
Yeah, you can do that. But the thing is, like the core of this hold is the verticality.
Oh.
Because you can deny every plant from up top.
So you put head holes here?
Yeah, I'll put head holes across this whole wall basically, and I'll make a default rotate between the sites, just like a crouch rotate on the left.
Here?
Yeah. You can do standing too. You gotta be careful not to open that hatch.
Yo, my fault game.
That's classic.
You put a reinforcement here or no?
No, because you're not holding. You're really not holding below so hard. Like you're.
Yeah, so fuck these rooms. Like these rooms is just like a straggler, like trying to like maybe hold side.
Because there's too many soft walls to really hold it. Like sometimes you'll have like one or two site players who are just kind of floating around.
Yeah.
But you just see how many soft walls there are in here. Like horizontal hold is just not. It's just not gonna work. Oh my goodness.
All right.
So I would go up top. Go up aqua.
Let's go upstairs.
Because top control is key to this site. There's no way you're gonna hold it. Oh, hello. You're gonna make an aqua rotate for sure. Definitely open the hatch. The key holes here are next to that bar in humidor right here. So you can make a rotate left side, just like you're going up top.
Oh shit, I forgot.
And then you're gonna reinforce that wall next to it. That's actually really important because that room denies the plant. Cover. So right there, behind this bar, you're gonna make holes. Yeah, right there. If you prone, you can see all the plant spots. Everything. You need a bulletproof camera, so you cannot get smoke planted on. Get a bulletproof, get a soulless, whatever you need to do. Make sure you guys like can see the plant where it's going down.
Oh shit! Might as well do all this shit.
I mean, you really could. Like more holes, the better for the most part. And now you're actually go reinforce those upper kitchen walls as if you are defending the top floor, like those outside ones that you knew instinctually. Yeah. Because the better you hold up to
my Sparky? Yo, thanks, man. Yo, thanks, man. Yo, appreciate you, man.
Sparky. Make the knee holes again, just like you did before. And yeah. And barista and kitchen are such a hot place that you know where we flex the reinforcement with the vault rotate towards barista in pool? Like I'll just double reinforce that because that's where most attackers are trying to take control from.
Wait.
You can make no, just rotate pool right here. Those two walls.
Vit, this one.
Those ones.
Because you're not extending anymore, not holding top anymore.
No need. We're not forcing the top hole.
What about lobby holes? You just don't even play in this room.
You can play, but if they make the holes, it's really not that deep. If the last reinforcement is discretionary, some people put it on that single one in aqua, on the left. Not there, left over here. That one, the other one.
Oh, because you're playing more aqua side, yeah.
Yeah, you're more aqua heavy. You don't do the other single reinforcement in Humidor, this little closet room, because you need to hold aqua hall. Like, you can make this rotate. But I'm saying the reason you don't reinforce it is because aqua is so important that the stairs, like the aqua stairs over there down the hallway, like you need someone here the whole time basically to protect your closet from control. You're gonna have like 3 people up top. You're gonna have someone in the closet at all times, soulless, or someone getting ready to shoot off the BP. Someone by the stairs to make sure you don't get lurked on, and then maybe even 1 or 2 more people up here. There's definitely some other vert you can make, especially if you have info.
Like what's the other site?
The other side is it's above like pool basically, like here. But it's more on like the south side of it. Just might look into it. I don't think so. The other side of pool. Like towards sticks.
Sticks?
These pool sticks. Yeah. On the other side, bro. There you go. And elevator.
I can't even tell if this is side, bro. I'm gonna be real.
This is like the edge of the room next to it. It's go to elevator over here. Yeah.
Oh.
This can see some holes.
Wait, how the fuck? If they plant here, what do you do?
Dude, the thing is, because this is a new map, no one even knows you can go here. No one has ever planted on us in this room before.
Really?
And listen, I'm so.
Yeah, I'm so like my natural thought is like from playing deathmatch is get in from here and like fucking plop a shield down here and bing.
The difference is you're a pro league coach, bro. No one here, like everyone else, sees a big ass breach in the other room and says, "Hey, let's plant here." They don't think, "Oh, let's take lobby." Because lobby is actually very hard.
But yeah, like look at this, like dude, how every single angle, every entry point, and a tuck plant spot. Are people just dumb?
Well, it sounds like every single entry point, but think about how many flanks there are, dude. Look, there's the 2 first floor flanks that you could do. You could flank from the other top floor side. You could push from here as a defender, like you can deny. Yeah. It's just not easy to keep lobby control as an attacker necessarily, especially if you're also investing people on a plant and up top. It's a lot. It takes a lot of manpower that not everyone has in ranked. Although it is a decent take. I've just never seen anyone do it. So a lot of times no one's up here to deny these holes if you have them.
Okay. Do you ever do this shit? Hold on.
Yes, on top floor I do. I don't really do it on this site because that's already so many holes you have to make. Yeah. But on top floor I will. But...
Do you make any rotate? Like, do you make any of the other rotates by default on here? Because I'm assuming you don't make these holes so that you can play like here, right?
Yeah, it makes it easier. And also, like, there's just no need. It doesn't help anything.
All right.
It's not a great site. There might be a way to make it great, but I don't know. I win it like 60-70% of the time. And I don't know if you want to do all the sites, but I actually think blackjack, or I think that bar betting is a pretty decent site for ranked.
Yeah, man. Show me.
I think it's better.
Oh.
Okay. Key reinforcements. So obviously rotate between the sides here.
I don't even know where the other side is. I'm gonna be 100% with you.
It's like connected, kind of. It's not even really a different room. Look the other way. Behind you. Left. There. That's the other side right there.
Oh shit.
So obviously make that default rotate. I'd make it on the left side. Yeah, the other side here, just because it's a hard wall, makes it easier. Reinforce both of those.
But you don't want as tucked as possible on this side, or?
I don't think that's useful.
These two?
Yeah, these two. Reinforce these two. Yeah. Room can extend there. It's too big. Those middle rooms on the first floor
you're so big. 13. Sorry.
There's too many reinforcements in it. All good. Chicago caught up. Happens to me too. And then get the other 2 south walls in this site.
Where does this go? Oh, just somewhere. Ah, yes.
Also goes to battle.
Ah, yes.
Very hard to hold as a defender. Very hard to extend. Here you're gonna make. Next step would be probably making the feet holes and green stairs over here on this in this hallway. Definitely, yeah. Make registration feet holes for sure.
Yeah,
because that's where
everyone goes through here.
Yeah, for sure. And then feet holes here. That's key because you want to hold it from green stairs. Bottom green, you're gonna want to go set up down there. By the way, a little bit because people do lurk. Make sure you have a barbed wire. Make sure you have a barricade. Something ready here. Yeah, perfect barbed. Barricade that room to the right here. The other 2 rooms, you can probably hear them if they explode it. But you could also barricade those if you have time. I don't usually do it because they have to breach something to get into these rooms.
Type shit.
Up here, I'm going to make a rotate over there into stock. Yep, these soft walls. I'd make it on that side. Yeah, it's less exposed to the windows.
Yeah, you can't be seen from the windows.
And here, because you're kind of light on reinforcements, get this right side right here. And then optionally, you can open this wall right here because not a lot of people come from janitor, and you can't get into the site from here. It's only like sight lines, basically, because it's a staircase. Some people push the windows really hard, and it would have been preferable to reinforce it probably, but it's just not a damaging rotation.
Oh, this is a banger angle.
Yeah, but like as a defender, you're not playing there.
Yeah.
I don't know, like it's not that. You can also just make the rotate in stock on the other side. I'd reinforce this wall too, because you're not full holding Janny. That's like almost. I use that reinforcement that we just made, or sorry, that rotate we just made as like a hatch, essentially. Like I use it as like a one-way.
Like fall off if you ever need to.
Yeah, maybe do like a lobby flank. It's not really like a power. It's not like you're playing over there. Here I make knee holes in that wall because this room is like a rat room for attackers. A lot of times they'll rat into lobby and try to crouch through this room. And if you have those, the attackers are much more apprehensive to just step into this room because they're like, oh crap, like now I have to go drone this. And people are lazy. You have to play off people's laziness. Last 3 reinforcements I would all use up top. Because you're gonna do a little roam here. That hatch is pretty powerful. And so Fett's gonna take the least efficient route.
Yo, you act like I play this map, bro.
So there's a reason I'm here. And just simply get the hatch and then those 2 top keys. Ooh. So I would reinforce that.
Oh, wait, did it?
I guess I should have said reinforce the hatch, not get the hatch.
No. All right, Dapper.
I guess
Photoshop a reinforcement. All right, it's done. It's been done.
Get those 2 upper kitchen walls because we're gonna play a super light roam, almost like a clubhouse type of roam. You're just
you just don't want to like have them have it basically for free.
Yeah, you're gonna fall off. You're really not trying to get kills. Make it so they have to go waste some util. If they do get that wall open, like don't ever play in barista too much. Like get ready to fall off through cigar as you're roaming up here. Other than that, I wouldn't even make any holes up here either because a lot of the plants can be.
Is this cigar? Is this what you're talking about?
Horizontally. Yeah, this is what I mean. I just fall off as a roamer. I'll fall off through here because no one's ever holding the cuts. And if they are doing a top take, typically they're gonna like split it with like registration here in this hallway here. So this is like a good flank type of thing. If they feel pressure from here, it's pretty powerful. And I know you're just doing reinforcements, but it's really important that people understand this is not a bunker site at all. Like you're gonna get clapped if you bunker on this site. You need to play off lurks. Because in my opinion, any take on this site is super flankable. Every take has like 3 flanks. If they do a horizontal take, you can flank from lobby, you can flank from basement. If they do a top take, you can flank from lobby, you can flank from tequila, you can flank from aqua side. There's just too many flanks to do a safe hold anywhere. If they do this registration take like Fett was talking about, you can flank from aqua, you can go drop that hatch or that wall that I was showing you and flank up
I really wish I could like show what you're talking about. I just don't know where anything is. Yeah, aqua.
I know. This is a powerful flank position. Whether you're coming down on the stairs to stop the horizontal take, or you're going up the stairs to stop a full bird take. Either way, this is a rat site. Like, you need to have like a Valkyrie, you need to be ready to go flank whatever push they're doing because you cannot hold it purely as a site.
Yeah.
That's why that's important that people understand that.
All right. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. These are the conventional rank strats. This is what you're gonna see in ranked, and this is, in my opinion, what is most effective at this point.
I love you. You're so kind. You're so nice to me. You said to take the time out of your day. Thank you for your time, man. I appreciate you.
Absolutely, Fettuccine. Have a great day.
Take it easy. You too, man.
Take it easy.
All right, we're gonna take his word for it, chat. I would say the only thing I would change about everything, I don't know shit about the other sites, but if I'm in ranked, I would put the rotate here simply because this blocks off yellow and because I'm gonna have a hard time leaving green if I have this long angle over here. Or like if they cut off my fucking rotate back into sight, like at least this rotate has it to where I'm not cut off from sight, and you know I could try to play it in this room and whatnot, right, Chad? So yeah. Anyways, that was it.